Shalom, Israel, giving honor to the Most High and the Son Yahushua. We are the Battle Axes, coming at you on another Shabbat, a glorious and joyous Shabbat, to get edification in the Most High God's name. We pray that brothers and sisters have open hearts and ears to receive this message today, that we may gain knowledge of our Lord, our Maker, our Creator, and keep us in the Spirit, endeavoring in the Spirit, man, on this Saturday, man. Right, today's class, we're going to the envy or lust of the world. We're going to the envy or the lust of the world. Shalom to everybody on the YouTube that's tuning in, all of our Battle Axe family around the globe, the four corners of the earth. Just shalom to brothers and sisters that's being true lights to the world. We'll get this thing started today. Let's start with the book of Genesis. Let's go on and get it jumped off. Genesis chapter 1, and we'll start at verse 1. When you get there, you can bring it out.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1.
Bring it out.
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth.
Right, read on.
And the earth was without form and void.
So the earth was without form or void. So there was basically, right, nothing for the Most High to make of his, of what he wanted, right? Read.
And darkness was upon the face of the deep.
So we know darkness was upon the face, right? And what did the Most High do?
And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the water.
Read.
And God said, let there be light.
So the Most High God is now making a creation, right? This is the beginning of the creation of the world. And he said, let there be light. We know light is going into what? The laws of the Most High God, according to what, brothers? Proverbs 6 and 23. But this was the good that the Most High was starting to make around this time, right? Read.
And there was light.
And there was what?
And there was light.
And there was light. Read.
Verse 4. And God saw the light. That it was good.
That it was what?
That it was good.
This is the point that we want to take out of this scripture. God saw the light, that it was what?
That it was good.
That it was a little faulty.
That it was good.
A little shaky.
It was good.
God saw the light and it was good, right? So we know that good is what the commandments, Romans 7 and 12, right? We need to start homing in on this point, that everything that the Most High God made was made in what? Perfection, or made to be good, right? That's why we got to stay on the course, because through envy and lust of the world, we went off. But with if we stayed on the course of what the Most High God made, right, and how he made it and what he made us for to be and how we should have been carrying ourselves, we would have been on a perfect track, right? Jump down to verse 9.
Verse 9. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together in one place.
Read.
And let the dry land appear. And it was so.
So this is the Most High God dividing the waters from the land, right? Putting the seas and the waters between everything, rivers flowing in between the land masses, right? Read.
And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so.
And it was so, verse 10.
And God called the dry land earth.
He called the dry land what?
Earth. And the gathering together of the waters called he sea.
And he called earth and seas, right? And this is another part of God's creation. Read.
And God saw that it was good.
And God saw that it was what?
That it was good.
And God saw that it was good. So we get God bringing the light, right? Seeing that the light was what? Good. Now we see the Most High God dividing the earth from the waters. And the Most High God is saying that that creation that he made was what? Good, right? Let's jump to verse 16.
Verse 16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night.
So what is this the Most High God is creating on the fourth day?
Sun and moon.
Read it again.
And God made two great lights.
Two great lights. But you're right, Brother Fred, but let's be more specific on the day and night, which is what? Read on.
The greater light to rule the day.
The greater light to rule the day, which was the sun, right? Read.
And the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also.
And he also made the stars. Read on.
And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth.
So this was the Most High God's creation of giving us light, right? Read on.
And to rule over the day and over the night. And to divide the light from the dark.
So now this is the Most High God making light from darkness, right? Division, putting division amongst this thing, right? From light and darkness, right? You see, light is what the commandments, darkness is what going into unrighteousness, right? So we see that the Most High God is dividing us at that time, right? But did we stay divided on light and darkness? No. And that's what we're going into today. Read on.
And God saw that it was good.
And God saw that it was what?
And God saw that it was good.
Jump down to verse 24. We're going to go through this.
Verse 24. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind. Cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so.
Right? So the Most High God is making the beasts of the world now, right? Read.
And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind.
Read.
And everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind.
And what did God say?
And God saw that it was good.
God saw that it was good. We're going to be repetitious in this thing right now when we get along. We got to make sure that we understand that every creation that the Most High God gave us was good, right? There wasn't any faults. It wasn't any cracks or holes or breaks within none of his makes, right? Read. Matter of fact, jump to 26.
Verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness.
Read.
And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea.
Read.
And over the fowl of the air. And over the cattle. And over all the earth. And over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Read.
So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them.
So we know the Most High God created us immortal, right? He was created us to be immortal beings, right? He said, let us make man in our image, right? Read.
Verse 28.
Read.
And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
Read.
And replenish the earth. And subdue it.
Read.
And have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Drop down to 31.
Verse 31. And God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good.
What was it?
It was very good.
So everything that the Most High God created in these 6 days, he saw that it was very good. The point we're getting out of this is that people love to say, oh, well, you know, God made me like this, or I was a man, but I was supposed to be a woman. No, the Most High God didn't do that. Nothing that the Most High God made was shaky or faulty or anything in that nature, man. If the Most High God made you to be what you are, you were that, and you saw that his works were good, right? The thing about it is we need to start seeing that the Most High works are good, right? Because a lot of times we look at things in that aspect and be like, well, man, that's kind of hard for me to follow. But it's really not. If you follow what the Most High God created for us to be and how he made us to be, then guess what? We'll be okay as a nation of people. But we're on the bottom right now because of the lust and the envy of the world, right? Jump over to 2 and 7. Genesis 2 and 7.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
So we know in 1 and 26, he was created, right? Man. But in 2 and 7, he formed man. This is our forefathers and brothers and sisters that he made at this time, right? He formed us of the dust of the ground, right? Read.
And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man.
So he gave us the laws, right? He breathed into our nostrils the breath of life. Read.
And man became a living soul.
And man became a living soul. This is our forefathers, right? This is us. Now remember, we see in the 1 and 26 where he created man, and now we see in the 2 and 7 where we were formed as men, right? And he created us and gave us the breath of life, right? So remember the Most High God, and the fourth day he divided with the earth from the waters. He said division amongst things, right? He divided the light from the darkness, right? He divided the moon from the sun. It was division amongst this thing. But when we jump over, let's jump over to chapter 6 in Genesis. Because you get to chapter 3 where what? Eve is beguiled by the serpent, right? What did the serpent tell Eve? Oh, you will eat the fruit. You will know you'll be a God as the Most High God, right? You will understand and know what she ate was what? The philosophies of the Genesis and 1 and 26, man. See, we got to stay on course of being that Genesis 2 and 7, man, and 1. This is the envy and lust of the world that it starts right here. In Genesis chapter 3, it starts for us being lustful of the Genesis 1 and 26 created man. When the Most High God formed you, when you form something, you take time with it, right? When you form something, you sculpt it, you put a lot of work into what you're doing to form something. So we were formed, but we want to go back into the creation, right? So we see in chapter 6, let's jump down to verse 5.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 5.
Because, hold up, my bad, because like I said, now you get into what Adam and Eve, you get into their sins, then you go into chapter 4, you get into what Cain and Abel, you get into that spirit of Cain, right, where he wants to slew his brother and kill his brother. You get all these philosophies of the 1 and 26 Genesis, man. And now we starting to take hold of that thing, right? This is what we did. So now we jump to verse 6. The Most High God is now upset with his creation, right? Because he didn't make his creation to be that way, right? Read verse 6. Chapter 6, verse 5.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth.
So now the Most High God is saying wickedness evolved in the earth, right? Wickedness is now starting to take over in the earth. So we see the Most High God is now upset. He's seeing wickedness prevail over what he formed and the light that he made for us to be in, right? Read on.
And that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
And that's the point. Every imagination, when you imagine something, you're thinking about something, right? You have an idea of something. Our lust of the world was the ideas that we had that were evil, right? Because we had evil imaginations. When you imagine yourself what? Playing basketball, right? You hit the game-winning shot. You think about that in your head. And you think about seeing yourself hit that shot. Well, Eve and Adam were thinking about what? I could be what? Kings on the earth. I can know good from evil now, right? Not wanting to be what they were created to be, but now having lust or envy of the world, right? So what does the Most High God do? Read.
Verse 6. And he repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart.
So it repented the Most High God for what he made, right? Because he made everything to be good, remember. But we are the ones that sought out wicked inventions, man, right? He made everything to be good, but we were the ones that came and wanted to do different things of what the Most High God commanded us. Read.
Verse 7. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for repented me that I have made them.
So the Most High God is now upset, right? So what were we doing? Read verse 6 again.
Verse 6 from the top.
So I can read verse 5 again.
Verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil.
So continually, my bad, read that again.
So in that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
So that's the part we want to take and run with, the imaginations of their thoughts in their hearts. They were wicked and evil continually. So now we're going to get a trait of continual wickedness throughout the world, right? And this is what the Most High had to do. What he had to do, he had to flood the world to get that off, right? Now, what you think he's going to do this time? We know what he's going to do. He's going to bring fire this time. Let's go to Lamentation, though. 5 and 7. Precepts, man, just to build up before we get into this thing. This is what the Most High God is upset with us about. This is our main problem, because that battle that you fight continually, that continual battle, it's you versus who? That old woman or that old man. And what was that old man want to do? That old man was what? Envy in the world. That old man had lust of the world. That old woman had lust of the world, right? It was some form of what we were doing before we got into the truth that we just want to keep on doing, man. That we thought were good for ourselves, right? That continual battle is you versus that lust of the world. Lamentations chapter 5 and start. Matter of fact, you can start at 1 out.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach.
So we pray that the Most High God does remember the evils that have come upon us, so that guess what? He can get us out of these situations, man. We have a working God, man. And we gotta pray that our God continues to work for us. According to 9:4, he's only working for Israel, man. So we need to pray to the Most High God every day and thank him for being our worker and our helper. Right? Because some things go like just beyond. Waking up in the morning is a blessing, man. Getting that grace is a blessing. The Most High God being our working for Israel is a blessing, man. Read on.
Verse 2, our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Read.
Our houses to aliens.
Our inheritance was turned to strangers, man. When we lusted after those strangers, our inheritance became theirs now, right? Because now, instead of us wanting the kingdom of heaven, instead of us wanting salvation and everlasting life, now what do we want? We want, what, 20 years of balling out of control. I want 20. I'll trade in my everlasting life salvation for 20 or 15 years of balling, of being a man. I'm the man on the earth, man. I'm that guy. We like to say, I'm that nigga, HNIC. So now our inheritance was turned to strangers because of our lust of the strangers, right? Read on.
Verse 3, we are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows.
And now we became orphans and fatherless, right? Because now we don't look at Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as being our leaders, right? Now we look at LeBron James as being our leaders. We look at Drake as being our leaders now, right? We are fatherless now, right? We're widows now. The mother of this thing, which is Israel, which was our great Shalaki inheritance. We don't look at that anymore. We don't consider that thing. We brought that out in that precept we always used to put on the streets, Isaiah 1-3. We don't even consider being the greatest nation anymore, man. We are now fatherless and widows and motherless, right? Read.
Verse 4, we have drunken our waters for money. Our wood is sold unto us.
We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Now they trying to sell us our understanding. Now you gotta pay to go to an institution and get taught their understanding of what being smart is, right? Now they have a definition of what smart is, and it's not of the Bible now. But now we're paying to get their knowledge when our knowledge is for free. Man, I was in debt. I'm still in debt. $30,000, $40,000 want to go to these so-called white institutions and get their definition of what is considered to be smart or knowledge. Instead of going into our Bible, looking into our history, seeing our forefathers, and seeing the greatness of us and where our knowledge really lies down. Real quick, for instance, King James, when he authorized and translated the Bible, you got your Zondervan? Here, I got it. I'm already there. I want you to read this. Well, go to Bible. Yes. King James authorized the translation of the Bible from Greek to English, right? I want you to read and see what he said about this, man. This is around 16, right? 1600. Let's see what he said. Because like we said, now we're going to their institutions trying to get their knowledge, right? But verse 4 in Lamentations said, we are drunken our water for money. Because our knowledge is free. All you gotta do is open up the Bible. And you ain't gotta pay a dime. You might have to pay for the Bible, but that's nothing compared to $30, $40, $50, $100,000 to go to their institutions and get taught by a so-called white man and for him to tell you his theological understanding of what the Bible is saying when they are totally incorrect. But read that. You got that Bible? Go to Bible, King James, it's highlighted. Go to Bible. What page is that?
King James.
No, it's on Bible. It's on Bible. Look for Bible. It should be right in the front. I thought I was on the page.
Page 86. Oh. Okay.
The Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, page 86. King James Version. When Elizabeth died in 1603, the crown passed to James I, who had been king of Scotland for 37 years.
Right, now this is going over to the Renaissance period, right? Read.
As James VI, several months after he ascended the throne of England, he authorized a new translation.
A what?
A new translation of the Bible to replace the Bishop's Bible. 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars.
47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars. Stay with me. Keep going.
Of the day were divided into 6 groups.
6 groups were divided, right? Read.
3 for the Old Testament, 2 for the New, and 1 for the Apocrypha. 2 of the groups met at Oxford.
2 of the groups met at Oxford. Read.
2 at Cambridge.
2 at Cambridge. Read.
And 2 at Westminster.
And 2 at Westminster. I don't know if y'all know about Cambridge and Oxford, but these are supposed to be the 2 most prestigious colleges in the world. The 2 most prestigious colleges in the world, well, Westminster is like 5, right? But these are supposed to be the top institutions for you to go and get an education, right? And I'm gonna read this right quick. It says, according to these acceptance numbers, Cambridge appears to be the easier to get accepted. However, you still need to be at the top of your class and prove that you have mastered the subject in which you wish to get a degree. If you come from the United States, your test scores need to be incredible. These are the most historic colleges. But King James got 40 of the best scholars. What does that tell you? First of all, the question is, what is the predominant race at Oxford and Cambridge? Esau. But it tells you that King James only got 40 of the best scholars. Why are those institutions so great today? Because it was us that was giving that damn knowledge, man. You see that? He said he went and got 40 of the best scholars from Oxford, Cambridge, and Westminster. That was us giving that knowledge, man. That's why those colleges are so prestigious right now. And now the so-called white men want to take it and run with it. King James didn't go to no so-called white men talking about, translate this from Hebrew. No, they don't know what the hell they were talking about. It was the knowledge that we had that made those institutions so predominant right now, man. But see, through the envy of the lust of the world, now we want to go to their institutions and now get their knowledge. That's why we got to bring these little things out to our people, man. I'm talking about parents break their backs trying to send their children to colleges, man, to get knowledge of the world. That's basically what it is. And am I telling parents, hey, don't send your children to college? No, I'm not saying. Right? I didn't learn nothing in college. What college did do was make me a greater man, though. Because I'm talking about I was on my back. Talking about $10 a week. That's back when we had Western Union. Call my granny and my mama, hey, making y'all send me like $20 in Western Union. That's like $20. Bro, that was $20 was love back in college. Oh, no. Boy, I had $20.85. That 85 cents came from me picking up couches in my room, in my dorm room, man. Right?
But I'm gonna tell you also what college had did made a lot of folks. Guess what? When you was up under protection of your parents, you had some kind of purity about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people went to colleges, and guess what happened? They turned to drugs. They turned into having sex. They started, whores and whoremongers.
Yeah, whores and whoremongers.
But that's what when a lot of people went to college, it turned a lot of people to that. Because a lot of people before they went to college, they wasn't on it. guess what? They got around other people. And that's the same thing kind of what I'm touching on. We got around other people, we start seeing what they was doing.
That's right.
And so guess what? And we didn't have nobody standing over top of us telling us, you need to stop this and you need to stop that. Now we start had to form and make a decision for ourselves. And here we go. Now we start going all the way off. Some people stay on the beaten path and they indulge it a little bit. And guess what? They might go further, but some people stay all the way away from it and they'll grow. Whichever person that you decide to be in this truth, this is how you got to understand too. When you in class, it's all good, but when you're away from the class, you got all this other stuff around you just pulling you the same way. That's right. Go ahead.
Big con on that, man. So like I said, and not telling parents or not to send their children in the car, they need to send their children to this Bible though, for sure. Because when you send them through this Bible, it filters out everything that the so-called white man, because they the number one corporate. And we definitely go get into that. See, the envy and lust of the world, the envy and lust don't come from the damn Chinese man. We ain't trying to be low-eyed and cheeky eyed out there. Well, you know, some people, they want to smoke that damn stuff and eyes be lowered and I don't know. But we ain't got lust through them like we have with the so-called white man, right? So-called white woman want to be equal rights, right? That's what we had to lust from, and we'll show that, right? So, but just to get a point on that, man, I think I was talking to E Hood about that, man, one day after camp about that, man. I was like, man, do you know Oxford and Cambridge, man, were they like the two most prestigious colleges of all time? But it was us that made those colleges prestigious. But we look at the world as they're doing. We look at the world as, oh, the so-called white man got, no, that was us, man. King James went to those colleges and got 4 of the best Hebrew scholars, man. That was us. Let's go back to Lamentations. You got something up? You got something on that?
I want to pull something right quick. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 23. Wisdom of Solomon, the one in the apocrypha now. Read that.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23. For God created man to be immortal.
Like your brother was bringing out earlier, when the Most High had created us, we was created to be immortal. It was our lust, our envy that decided, that brought us. What can take us away? What can separate us from the Most High God? There you go. Read.
And made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless.
Never the what?
Nevertheless. Through envy of the devil.
Through envy of the devil, like the brother was saying. Through envy, looking at who is the devil today, that we know the Bible is the deceiver. These other nations, which is mainly Esau. Through our loving of this devil, the things that happen to us because oh man. And y'all can see it, boy. We out there, read.
Through envy of the devil came death into the world.
That's when we fell off. Soon as we started trying, hey, we like what he's doing, what they got going on. That's when we start falling off. Read.
And they that do hold of his side do find.
And y'all keep holding on to stuff that they be doing, you don't find your death.
Right.
You're going to find some death. Y'all keep holding on to envy in them, you're going to find death. That's why I graveyard spirit right now. Not because we got old, because of the envy we have for the devil, the envy we have for our oppressor. That's all I got.
Because let me touch this right quick. What Ark is touching on too. Because when we go back into, when you get ready to read Lamentations chapter 5, right? Watch this right quick before we go there. Go to Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 13 right quick. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 13. This is how the Lord says how we are among the nations. So when you see us, guess what? Even in our lowest form, guess what? We look strong. Right, and this is guess what they did. And why you think they tried so many times to try to kill us off and they can't do it, man? Right, Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 13.
The book of Zechariah chapter 8, verse 13. And it shall come to pass,
Right, read.
that as ye were a curse among the heathen.
How was we a curse among the heathen? How was we a curse among the heathen? Maccabees just read that, man. We just read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. How was we Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 in verse 23 and 24? How was we a curse among the heathen?
We envy them.
We envy them. Guess what? Basically going into what? Sin. Right? Basically what it goes into. Right? This is how we ended up being a curse among the heathens. Right? Read.
That as ye were a curse among the heathen.
Right? Read.
O house of Judah and house of
So
Israel.
guess what? That's the reason why they see us in a lower state, because the Lord made us a curse among them, man. Right? That's why you can see in all the nations all over the world, you see us in the hoods, in the ghettos, in the barrios. You see us there, man. Right? But read it.
So will I save you.
So would he do what?
So will I save you.
So among the heathens, the Lord is literally going to save us, right? This is future prophecy, right? And this has been captivity after captivity too, right? But read it.
And ye shall be a blessing.
And ye should be a what?
And ye shall be a blessing.
Going back into what Ak was touching in when he was talking about King James, and he had the best scholars. When they see us in these pristine, we always are the starter of the greatness. They come along and take our greatness, and guess what? And be like, well, was y'all got it from us? No, fool. Y'all got it from us.
That's right.
Right? But read it.
And ye shall be a blessing.
And we should be a blessing, read.
Fear not,
Right?
but let your hands be strong.
Why you think in captivity our hands is always strong? They always need us no matter what, man. Guess what? They might think to get rid of this Negro right here, because I want another Negro guy. I think this Negro better than this Negro. Well, I think this Issachar better than this Issachar. They always want to try to upgrade an Issachar or upgrade a Negro every time because they want more. They always want more out of us, man. So this is the prime example or the prime thing that you'll see in this, man, right? Jump down to verse 16.
Verse 16. These are the things that ye shall do.
Right, read.
Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor.
And this is what we're supposed to do, speaking truth to our neighbors, right? But read.
Execute the judgment of truth.
Right, read.
In peace in your gates.
This is something that our people don't like, for us to execute judgment, right? Because if we execute real judgment, it will bring peace. It might not bring peace at the time that we bring judgment, but guess what? Eventually, over time, it brings peace. Right, read.
And let none of you imagine evil in your heart.
So guess what? Read.
Against his neighbor.
And this is why the Lord gave us the two greater commandments, man, when we read in the New Testament, man. Because our hearts started imagining evil, because guess what? They put this Negro against another Negro, right? So guess what? That's why they get rid of one Negro, go get another Negro. Get rid of one Issachar, go get another Issachar. Now you starting to imagine evil against your brother, man. Right? Read.
And love no false oath.
And the Lord said, love no false oaths going into their institutions, man. That's their false oath, man. Because they thinking that they the one that teaching us. No, we don't taught y'all, fool. Y'all trying to give it back to us and water it down. Right? Read.
For all these things that I hate.
The Lord said he hate those things, man. Right? Read.
Said the Lord.
That's it.
Go back to Lamentations. That's great.
As Ak was reading,
I'm looking at it like, man, I know exactly where you're going. I see exactly where you're going.
let's go back to Lamentations, though. Yeah, it could have been. Let's go back to Lamentations chapter 5. And where do we leave out? Verse 5?
Yeah.
You can read verse 5 again.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 5.
Bring it out.
Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
We labor and have no rest, man. Read that again. We labor
and have no rest.
And this is the cause and the effect of us being lustful of the world, because we're laboring in things that won't prosper, right? That's why we don't have no rest. We would get our rest if we came back as a nation of people like the Most High God wants us to. And that's what the Most High God waiting on us to do. Read on.
Verse 6. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread.
Now see how we give our hand to them to be satisfied with their bread. Right, with what they're feeding us now, right? We satisfied with that. Thank you, brother. Thank you for that. Thank you, Assyrian. Thank you, stinking ass African. Right? Thank you for us. Now I'm gonna wear my shoes like you. I'm gonna wear them knock-knocks. We giving them now. We're thanking them for their food, or what bread is going into our food, or what they're feeding us. Right? Their knowledge. That's the lust of the world right now, right? Brothers and sisters will argue you down and tell you, how the hell you gonna tell me I ain't African American? I know damn well I'm African American. It's because you getting fed off that bread that they gave you. You gonna argue me down and tell me you two damn nationalities, man. Two continents, man. Right? But that's the bread that they gave you that you accepted, that you shook with the, hey, thank you for telling me that. Right? Read on.
Verse 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquity.
Read that again.
Our fathers have sinned.
Our fathers have sinned. Read.
And are not.
And are not. Read.
And we have borne their iniquity.
And we have borne our fathers' iniquities. The same way our forefathers went into the lust of the world, it's the same way we're doing today. Like the Most High said, it's a ring, man. Can't think of that preacher right now, but his judgment is like a ring. Right? Yeah, you know, you can get it. You want to get it, let's get that.
So even what I touched on, verse 6 is heavy. That bread from the Egyptians is going into what? Egyptology.
Man,
Many of our people think that they are Egyptians, man.
Hotep, my brother.
Hotep, my brother. Even with polite. Guess what? He done got his Egyptian wake-up call in that damn jail.
Boy, you ain't lying.
That's judgment for him going against his own damn people. But like we say, he might just be a damn Egyptian. He's gonna ride up in that jail now, though.
5:42.
Second Ezra 5 and 42. Thanks, Doc. I didn't have it down, just thought about it, man. Let's read it. Second Ezra 5 and 42.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 5, verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first.
So the Most High said his judgment is like a ring. A ring is a circle, right? We keep revolving in the same circle. As our fathers born that iniquity, as our fathers sinned, now we've born that same iniquity, right? Because there wasn't a gap or a lap in between our fathers being wicked to now them growing us up to being wicked. Man, I just saw a video, man. This dude had a birthday party. First of all, y'all know it's a birthday party. Had like 4-year-olds with the guns, man, at the birthday party. They in that thing just 3-year-old, whoever the birthday party was, man. That's a damn shame. We've borne the same iniquities of our fathers, man. And if we don't do nothing about it, if brothers, y'all don't keep standing firm and stern, then this world gonna keep going into that, man. That's why it's so much on us to continue and endeavor, Israel, because it's bigger than just you. It's the next generation that we are here doing it for, man. And the same way our fathers born them sins from their fathers, we're doing the same thing. That judgment is like a ring. We got to break that ring, man. Right? We got to break that ring. Go back to Lamentations again and read verse 7.
Lamentations chapter 5, verse 7.
Hold on. And that's the reason why you see what King Solomon was talking about in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, that the Lord had a high travail that we was exercising in it, because it constantly, like you always say, it's no gap, man. If you just look at it, you constantly it's like we live and we constantly keep going through trouble. you might get away with not having trouble today or tomorrow, but it's gonna come, bro.
That's right.
Because this is how he is, man. It's just not gonna come up until the Lord lift it up outwards, man. Right? Go ahead.
And that's exactly right. And then, like you said, if you don't see where the fall was in them, then you go fall on the same stuff, man. If you didn't see them fall on the ice and on the eggshell, then you go fall on the ice and the eggshell too.
Right.
So we got to break these things. Like we said, this is generational curses that we are trying to break with our nation of people, man. They might think that these little classrooms, oh, them niggas think they better than that. They might think, man, this is heavy, man. Like a boy selling the wood. They were talking about Tic Tacs. I'm talking about the Bible. They say they small, but they pack a lot of power. It might not be a great number in here, like 1,000 people like some churches and stuff have, but this is a lot of power, man. These 30, 40, 50, 60 bodies in one area in one time, ain't nobody shooting and killing each other, ain't nobody arguing with each other. Right? This is powerful, man. Ecclesiastes is like Lamentation. I thought you were gonna pull it. Lamentations, yeah, we can get it. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 10.
Yeah, let's get that. Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, we can get it. You guys, let's read it.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 10.
Yeah.
I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men.
So this is the same travail that he was talking about, this ring that he put on us, man, that we can't get off of us, right? Read.
To be exercised in it.
To do what?
To be exercised in it.
Because guess what, man? As we live, guess what? These curses not gonna come up off us, man. He said to be exercised in it, man. We're gonna be exercising it. That means, guess what, man? We're gonna be performing these curses, man.
You working on being a good African. Well, you working out trying to be a damn Assyrian hard in the mud. You exercising in those things, man. That's a great precept, man. That can go with that second interest, man. That's that ring, man, that circle. Right? That revolving door that we continually keep what? Pumping our heads on, man. Right? Now let's go back to Lamentations and read that one more time, 5 and 7.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 7. Our fathers have seen and are not.
Read.
And we have borne their iniquities.
And we have borne our fathers' iniquities. Right? Let's go to 1 John, man. 2 and 15. We'll start at 15. It's a well-known street precept too. Let's see how we borne their iniquities, man. Let's get some instances on us borne the iniquities of our fathers. 1 John, you can just start at 15.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2. You said 15. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15.
Bring it out.
Love not the world.
See, this is our father's iniquity. Iniquity is going into what? Sin. Sin is what? What's the precept? 1 John, man. So you know that sin is the transgression of the law. So you see in the sins, the iniquities that we've borne of our fathers, which is what? Disobedience. Right? Which is what? All of us. We used to always say we ain't dealt with that, but hell, every single one of us dealt in witchcraft. According to 1 Samuel 15. Witchcraft is a sin, man. Because you're disobedient. Right? So this is some of the things that we've borne, the sins that we've borne of our fathers, because he told us not to love the world. And then we went right to loving the world, right? Read.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Yeah, we know them rims, them 22s, man, that weed, man. That whatever make you feel good, man. Right, read.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
So this is the reason why the Most High had to destroy the earth, man. The reason why the Most High turned his back towards Israel for only a moment, man. Because of our sins, our iniquities, man. Read.
Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
Read that again.
For all that is in the world.
The what?
In the world. the lust of the flesh.
All that are in the world, you're gonna have the lust of the flesh. That's why it's so pivotal that you come in here and you try to gain knowledge each and every day, that you feed your spirit each and every day. We already know it's spirit versus flesh, man. And your flesh is weak, and you're gonna see the world every day. You can come in this Sabbath class on Saturday, right? On the Sabbath, and have a good Sabbath class, right? Get filled with the Holy Spirit, right? Get filled with the laws of the Most High God. Leave this place feeling like you're a better man or a better woman. And you ain't even got to step foot for 10 seconds and hit lead better than Luke 12. Honk your horn. Ah! Because there go the lust of the world right there. You get up out my way. What is you doing? I'll be on the floor. I'm like, man, I failed that one. You ain't got to take but 10 seconds to get out there and go right back into lust of the flesh.
That's right.
Right? Go out there, make a right, hit right before you leave out and hit Luke 12, big T right there. You don't see nothing but booty shorts and whatever else you want to look at. Right? 10 seconds gone from a great Sabbath class. 15 seconds gone for just getting your spirit completely fed, right? You full. You in the car sitting on the side, white, black, like, whoa, man, that was. Hey, I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about the meal we had. I'm talking about the lesson, right? Turn the corner. Lust of the flesh right there. So that's why it's so important that we would stay on the course with this thing and continually feed your spirit in the car, at work. I know Aqua, he be on them damn classes so at work, so tough, Benaniyah, he be on them things tough. That's what I do at work. I just have a street teaching in my ear when I'm at work, man. But this is why it's the things that you do outside of the Sabbath, man. That you do outside of this building, man. That's gonna keep you in the form that we have to be in, so we won't lust the world. Read 16 again.
Verse 16 from the top. For all that is in the world.
So if you're in this world, read
the lust of the flesh
and
the lust of the eye
and
the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
So he's showing you that the pride, the lust of the eyes, and the pride, you're gonna have it if you're in this world. Ain't nowhere around it. But how do? You combat that. Like Job, what did he do? He said he made a covenant with his eyes, right? Like you, Aaron, or something. Aaron beard hang down and going, you just start shaving, combing your beard. Like, yeah, man, woo, long beard. I ain't trying to fulfill the lust of the flesh, right? That's not of the Father, right? That's not of the Father. He's showing you that you're going to have these situations occur. Read.
Verse 17. And the world passeth away.
The world passes away. Read.
And the lust thereof.
And the lust thereof is going to pass away, Israel. If we stay the course, if we keep pushing and endeavoring, the lust of the world will soon or later pass away. Now you're feeding your spirit enough to now your spirit is winning that battle. Lust doesn't overcome you anymore. The lust is being defeated on every situation. What Deacon on that song say, and if you jump on her DM, she go rebuke the lust, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Now you're starting to combat and beat that thing. Read on.
But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever, man. Let's go to some of these curses though real quick too, man. Let's go to Deuteronomy to see how this lust of the world has got us cursed, man. You know, when we look at scripture, I always try to look and pull spiritual aspects, right? I try to go different places and pull things out of these scriptures and make it home in, man, because there's always a spiritual side of it. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and start at 32. We were just in Capt 101 talking about this, man. That's why I probably had to put it in class, man. Let's get back to some basics, man. Because even though it's basic to us, it ain't basic to the world. That's right. They don't know a damn thing about Deuteronomy chapter 28. That's how we used to teach. Brother, have you read Deuteronomy chapter 28? No. Gotta go. 28 and start at 32. The book of Deuteronomy pulls some spiritual aspects out of these curses. See if they line up. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32. Bring it up. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Now we know this was actual factual, that our sons and our daughters were given into another people, right? That the slave owners broke our wives and some of the men too, right? Gave the sons to their wives and vice versa, right? But in the spiritual aspect, we were given, our sons and our daughters were given away too. Because now they're giving away with what? The knowledge of the world. You turn on the TV, I guarantee you turn on the TV, and we turn the TV on and go to any show or any channel, you're going to see something with them alphabet games. Or just send your daughter or your son to school Monday morning and watch what they see. They're going to see lust of the world. They're going to see envy of the world. And we have given our daughters and sons, they have been taken over, man. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So every time our sons and daughters see these wicked things in this world, they're given over to another people. Because now that's lust. And no matter how much they want to be, it's hard on children, I understand it, man. They want to be just like them other children. She wearing a little dress, I want to wear a little dress too, mama. They playing football, I want to go out there and play football too, mama. Right? But we're giving them over to another people every time they leave out the house, man. Every time they go to these schools, every time they open up and look at BET, or when they look at NBC, or when they look at ABC, right? All the C's, right?
Let me get a precept right quick.
Go ahead.
Let's go to the book of James, chapter 4, and verse 4. People like what I was touching on, that's a heavy, heavy subject because this is what our job is in Israel. To teach, first of all, ourselves, not to be what? Lovers of this world. You're seeing things on Facebook, on social media, on TV, in the magazines. These things are continually doing what? Programming our people to do what? Go against the Most High. Especially with the children. Like we say, parents have a heavy, heavy job. But guess what? We have to do that job, man. You get to read this, huh?
The book of James, chapter 4, verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses.
Because once upon a time, guess what? Adulterers just don't mean on a carnal level all the time. A lot of times, this is us going into what? Christianity. Because guess what? We were committing adultery against the Most High when we were in Christianity. Do brothers and sisters understand that? Worshiping white Jesus, whether or not you want to admit it or not, subconsciously you did. Read on up.
Ye adulterers and adulteresses.
Read on.
Know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God?
So if we want to have friendship in this world, guess what? That's against the Most High. Because guess what? Who rules this world? The devil. The devil rules this world right now, man. Read on up.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world.
And guess what? That's an honor that brothers and sisters must be trying to strive for. Even like how Abraham was what? The friend of God. I could think of no higher honor than to be the friend of the Most High. And these are things that we got to strive for daily. Read on.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world.
Read on.
Is the enemy of God.
Is the what?
Is the enemy of God.
And these are things that brothers and sisters must meditate on. Keep reading up.
Verse 5. Do ye think that the scripture said in vain?
And he's telling you, do you think that these scriptures have none effect? Read on up.
The spirit that dwelleth in us lusted to envy.
Lusted to what?
Lusted to envy.
The spirit that we have in us, man, it's lusting us to envy, man. That's why we gotta constantly do what? Fight it back with the scriptures, man.
Right.
The Most High God has given us the ammunition. A lot of times we don't use it though. Go ahead,
That's a great precept, boy. The spirit that dwelleth in us, it lusted to envy. Right. Damn, boy, that's heavy, man. That's heavy. The spirit that lusted to envy, man. It's what it wants to envy. It wants to do that, man. We gotta build ourselves back up to be there. Deuteronomy, let's go back to Deuteronomy 28 and read 32 again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32 from the top.
Mm-hmm.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So we're giving our sons and daughters over to understanding of the world, which is going into another people, right? Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Uh-huh.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Because what's the might, man? Where's the might in trying to get off these damn NBCs and ABC? We don't run that. We don't run that. That's going to continually be on TV, right? To the point that you got to turn off TV. You ain't got no might in your hand to turn off the damn radio. 104, 97.9, 94.5. You don't have no power, no might in your hand. You just got to stop it as a whole, man.
Even if you try to, you see what happened to Bill Cosby. Trying to buy NBC or ABC, son.
Hey,
Go to jail.
niggas, niggas, you crazy? What you thought? You thought everybody loved the pudding, the Jell-O pudding? You know? You thought we just gonna give you NBC because you got the Jell-O pudding, huh?
But what he was trying to do, he's trying to project a positive black image on people, man.
That's right.
They don't want to see that.
Probably would have brought the cartoon back. I'd rather our people see hey, 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 than to see shake, 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 okay? I ain't gonna even say that. Yeah, hey. Hey, for real. Hey, hey, hey. I'd rather our people see hey, 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 though.
Talking about basketball. Yeah, you're
talking about and y'all wasn't with us shooting in the gym, man. They was not with us shooting in the gym.
You might have to pull a precept. He that wear the gay clothes, man. So
Hey, for real, because that's what we was talking about right there, right? So we don't have no might in our hand to be able to do that. I made a great point. I Bill Cosby, man, tried to buy NBC. No might, nigga, no. Ain't no might. And then you thought that we might was gonna give it to you, wasn't gonna even might give it to you. You wasn't even a candidate. We'd have gave it to the state and after when we gave it to you. Right. So jump down to verse 36 to get some more, man. Just bringing some of these spiritual sides of these curses, man.
And just like I touched on, just think about how they would have portrayed an image of a strong black man.
That's right.
Just think about that, man. Dude, if you look on TV today, name one movie or a show that you watch that, guess what, they don't show the strong black woman that's saving the household, that's saving the day. All movies, all things on TV show strong black women. Guess what? If it wasn't for the strong black woman, we would have lost. What happened to James Evans in the household, man?
That's right.
Right? What happened to who else, man? Anybody? Who?
Fences. I know what you're talking about. He was strong in that.
He was strong in defense.
like sitcoms, though.
Yeah.
We talking about like sitcoms, like I was saying. We have no portrayal of a strong black man no more.
No, at all.
Even to the point that when we look at hold on. Even to the point when we look at what you call the thing?
What?
Social media. Even if you look at social media, guess what, man? If a man on there try to portray himself to be a strong black man to give advice to black men, guess what happens? Counsel. Or you get Kevin Samuel.
Right.
Right? You can't portray yourself to a man commanding his household no more. If you do, then it's a problem, man. And they a shadow bandit all day long on social media.
And it was just crazy after that man lost his life, how many people were happy. How many happy people you had to say, oh man, he needed to go good when he was like trying to speak the truth, man. Truth, man, is gone out of this earth, man. Right, that's all he was trying to do, man. Put the so-called black man back where he's supposed to be, man, on top. That's right. Putting them in there in where they're supposed to be. It's the order. No, it's not you under me. You by my side.
Think about who the ones that was cheering him on. Biblical Fox. She ain't had a movie in since. Sister, you is not relevant. Don't
right.
we have a man?
Now she doing
She was against them.
she doing them damn commercials now. It's a weed commercial. She doing some commercial with some car stuff now. That's all you can get. Boy, that's right. She can't get nothing else now.
Yeah, and the thing about it, man, we have gotten so out of order that when people trying to put us back in order, we don't even recognize what order was like. What you doing messing with me? Trying to get you back in order. I'm in order. No, you're not. And that's what we are as a nation. When we do hear some sound advice, like I say all the time, we're so used to eating rotten food, no good foods, and drinking poison water, that when we say something that's pure, we're like, man, what is that?
Right.
Like when we had that garden and we grew our own vegetables, and the people was coming back complaining, man, them vegetables don't taste right. No, the thing is, you've gotten used to GMO vegetables that the real vegetables don't even taste good to you no more.
That's right.
And now you wonder, like, man, I don't know I don't know about that healthy stuff. Give me some diabetes, man. I take some of them, it tastes better. And we used to those things because we got so far away from good doctrine. We got so far away from the truth that we believe the lies and sound better. That's all I got.
Hey, for real. Man, let's get before we go back to the curses, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 7. We'll read verse 8 and then we'll jump over. I just made me think of this precept right here, man. Jeremiah 7 and 8.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 8.
Bring it out.
Behold, ye trust in lying words.
Like I said, not only lying words, they're lying taste buds. This don't taste right. It's because it ain't got no damn GMOs in it. That's what it's supposed to taste like. This damn cucumber tastes like a cumber cube. Yeah, that's probably what it is. That's what it's supposed to taste like. It's supposed to taste like a cumber cube, man. They got you tasting like a cucumber. We trust in lying words or in lying deeds or actions of the so-called world through the lust that what? That cannot profit, that don't profit us, man. Nothing that they give us will profit us, man, right? Nothing that the lust that we have of their doings will not profit us in the end. It will only hinder us, Israel. You want to keep lusting after the so-called white man and their actions and their deeds and these other heathen deeds, it won't profit you at the end of the day. Jump over to verse 28.
Verse 28. But thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Lord their God.
This is a nation that will not obey the voice of the Lord their God, man. If that ain't right there in stone, just written so true. We are a nation that just will not obey our God. Read.
Nor receive it correction.
Read that again.
Nor receive it correction.
Man, this damn cucumber don't taste right. Well, it's the right one. Well, then I ain't eating it because it don't taste right. Just won't receive that correction, man. Won't receive that, hey, you can't change the Sabbath. You can't delight on the Sabbath according to Isaiah 58:13 and call it a delight. You cannot go to these buildings and these churches and then leave these buildings and churches on the wrong day celebrating the Sabbath and then go out to eat. Eat big pork, lobster, crab. And cooking. They will not receive the correction that we're trying to give them because they won't abide to the word of the Most High God. They what? Trust in the lying words that won't profit them. Well, I'm just going to do Sabbath on a Sunday. Well, nigga, it ain't going to profit you. How about that? So you might as well just stop going. Because nothing good is going to come out of you going to church on Sunday. It's not. It won't. So you might as well just stop going. What did he say? That's exactly what I said. Read 28 again.
But thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Lord their God, nor receiveth correction.
Read.
Truth is perished.
Truth is what?
Truth is perished.
Truth is dead in this world right now, man. Truth is dead. I think I was saying that the other day. They were like, boy, if you lying to the world, they love you. Nigga, he lying to me, I'm a liar, nigga. Yeah, we lying together. Nigga, tell me some lies, nigga. I'm gonna lie right back to you. And I'm cool with that. But the minute you start trying to tell me the truth, right? Check your nose, bro. You got a book. Can't you tell nobody got a book in the one? Well, don't worry about it. Shoot, I tell brother, thank you, brother. Shoot, I know these nose hair need to be clipped, man. Shoot. Appreciate it, brother. They don't even want no kind of truth, man. This is minute matters of truth. They don't want to hear it, man. Truth is dead. They don't want that truth. Read.
Truth is perished. And is cut off from their mouth.
And you better not speak no truth to these niggas. What? What? No, master, he did what? Who is that nigga telling the truth over there? Better not. You got something I can read?
Yeah. Go back to your neighborhoods, man. Them old, go back in the hood. They be gathered under trees, in the alley, they at the park. Boy, ain't none of them Negroes telling the truth about nothing.
Man, stories of lies.
Boy, lying, boy, they the great. I mean, oh, boy, I done seen superstar cats that, boy, when I was in middle school, man, I remember that. You sorry. But they lying to each other. And then the fact of the matter is, what's funny, you'll come over there and tell the truth, and the cats that wasn't even involved get mad at you because,
right.
Man, we didn't want to hear the truth. You know, we know he's sorry, but sorry sounds great. He's great today. They don't like to hear the truth.
What you call it? Y'all just like the movie Life, man, when Cloud was trying to tell her, he's like, man, stop all those stories, man.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, man, they trying to tell him to shut up because they want to hear the story. They want to hear the lie.
They want to hear the lie.
They want to hear about the movie.
They want to hear Don't tell
that nigga go to sleep, man. That was a good story you were telling. We know he lying. Don't give a damn shit. Keep going on with the story.
Here you come with this truth. Man, shut up with that. That's how people are, man. That's exactly how people are.
What you got, Fred? I see you got.
What you got to the
I want to hear your precept. Let me hear it.
Jeremiah 9:3.
9-3. All right, here you go with it. We'll put it at the end. I just want to hear your precept, though. I'm glad you're trying to put it together. I'll praise it. But let's go back because I still got a lot. I told you I got a Maccabees class for real. I mean, I want to get through it. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28. But that's a great point Maccabees just made up, man. For real, not made up. I'm trying to say. Made it up. I want to hear it go. Here it go. Well, yeah, man, we'll sit there and actually let people lie and tell stories. I know I used to. I sit right there, no, they lying. And being done, ain't that right? I'm like, yeah, boy, it's for real. And in my head, I'm like, this nigga is lying. But it's a good story, and everybody is in tune to us. I'm like, well, shoot, we might want to keep it going. We can't do that no more, Israel. Time out for that, man. Pastors out here lying, we can't keep letting that go by, man. Even though it sounds good, man. They might be a well eloquent speaking pastor, speaking well eloquent lies. Right? Sound real good. That's all it is. Because it will not prosper. Man. Motivation, right?
Read this precept real.
Go ahead, man.
Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 13.
Oh, I think you said you were wood.
Which one?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll pray. Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 13.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 13. In transgressing and lying against the Lord, and departing away from our God.
By lying, read on out.
Speaking oppression and revolt.
Read on out.
Conceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehood.
Words of what?
Words of
Our
falsehood.
people are so used to lying, man. It's just words of falsehood. Read on out.
Verse 14. In judgment is turned away back.
Read on.
and justice standeth afar off.
This is the point. Read on.
For truth is fallen in the street.
For what
For truth is fallen in the street.
reading the commandments and people steady line. Read on.
And equity cannot enter.
And it won't enter. Read on.
Yea, truth failing.
Truth is failing, man. Read on.
And he that departed from evil make himself a prey.
You see what happened when we turn from truth? We make ourselves a prey. Meaning the Most High God gives us up to be destroyed by these other nations. Read on.
And the Lord saw it.
And he did what?
And the Lord saw it.
Don't think that the Most High is not seeing these things. He's seeing the lies. He's seeing how truth is failing. He see it. Read on.
And it displeased him that there was no judgment.
That there was no what?
That there was no judgment.
Those things displease the Most High. Because a lot of times brothers and sisters think when they're brought up on judgment that it's always going to be a bad judgment.
That's right.
Sometimes it's good judgment.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And that's a great precept that y'all need to put with y'all judging precepts, man. After street teaching brothers want to be teachers, he's mad that there is no judgment. The Most High is mad that ain't no judgment out here, man.
Don't judge me.
That's why the Most High got upset at your ass. Right? Stop playing. It's a great precept, man. I just put that down with my judge. Deuteronomy 28 and 43.
Need one?
Deuteronomy 28 and 43. The book of Deuteronomy. I was just gonna say Battle Axes Daycare doing pretty good so far today. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 43.
Bring it out.
The stranger that is within thee
The stranger that is within thee, read.
shall get up above thee very high.
Their knowledge is now getting above us very high, right? Like going back into their institutions, their knowledge has now got above us very high, right? Pulling the spiritual aspect out of these curses, right? Read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
And now our knowledge is no more good knowledge now. Now the truth has came down very low. Like I just brought out, man. Now truth is perished, right? There's no judgment anymore. We came very low with our prestigious doctrines and understanding, and now with their lies and folly, they have got very high over us. That's the envy and the lust that we want from them now. When we already seen that will not prosper us anything, man, right? We trust in them lying words that won't profit us. Let's go to Second Edges, man. Chapter 16 and 65. Second Edges 16 and 65. When you get there, you can go and pull it.
The book of Second Edges, chapter 16, verse 65.
Man, you know what? Dang, I really want to read it up. Start at 61.
The book of Second Edges, chapter 16, verse 61. Read, he made man and put his heart in the midst of the body, and gave him breath, life, and understanding.
You see that? He didn't just give us breath. He didn't just give us life with it, but along with that breath of life, he gave us understanding, Israel. We have to start understanding our purpose. We have got to start understanding that we are the head and the other nations are the tail, right? Understanding that we are going into folly by being lustful of the ways of the world. Read.
Verse 62, yea, and the spirit of Almighty God, which made all things.
Remember, we already went over this in Genesis. You know, he's the spirit of him that made all things, right? He made all things good, right? Read.
And searcheth out all hidden things and the secrets of the earth.
Things are being searched out, man. Your secrets will be searched out, Israel. The secrets on the earth are gonna come out, man. Read.
Surely he knoweth your invention.
He knoweth your what?
He knoweth your invention.
Surely the Most High God know the inventions, man. Like Maccabees brought out, man. He know these inventions, these wicked devices that have sprung up upon us, man. Right? Read.
And what you think in your heart.
And what you think in your heart, what you believe. I believe that this is good knowledge. Well, it's not. If it ain't of the Most High God. Right? Read.
Even them that sin and would hide their sin.
Even them that would sin and try to hide their sins, those gonna be they are searched out by the Most High God. Read.
Verse 64.
Bring it out.
Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your work.
He has exactly searched out all of your works, man. Right? Read.
And he will put you all to shame.
And your works are gonna put you to shame. Right? Read.
And when your sins are brought forth,
when your sins, when your lust of the world are brought forth, right? Read.
You shall be ashamed before men.
And guess what? Who was ashamed before me? Adam and Eve was ashamed, right? They were ashamed. When the Most High God came to them, they tried to do hide, right? They were ashamed of their sins. When Cain slew his brother Abel, and the Most High God came and asked him where his brother was, what did Cain try to do? He was arrogant, but he was ashamed now of what he did. Then he said, "Oh, it's too bad. I can't bear it. I can't bear your judgment that you put on me," right? That's right. Read 65 again.
Verse 65 from the top. And when your sins are brought forth,
read,
you shall be ashamed before me.
Read.
In your own sin.
Not mine.
In your own sin.
Yours, every single one of us, man. Our own sins, right? Read.
Shall be your accusers in that day.
Our forefathers' sins were their accusers. And now if we keep going after the lust of this world, our sins is going to be our accusers, man. You ain't going to be able to hide this, man. We got to get past that old man and that old woman, man. Because your own sins are going to find you out in that day, man. And lust of the world is one reason why we went into our captivity, right? You got something there?
You got that James on that?
Which one? One?
Yeah.
That's the next precept. I'll pray. You can put it though.
Oh, go ahead. You got it. Okay.
So your own sins are going to be your accusers in that day. Your class, our class.
Yeah.
Most High God class. Say, let's go to James chapter 1. Where you want? Where did you want to start? Because I'm starting at 13. Did you want to go up?
Yeah, we're gonna start at 12.
Let's start at 12. Let's get it. That's exactly right. You're in the spirit. That's the next precept, boy. The book of James, we're reading from 16.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endured temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Verse 13.
Read on.
Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil.
Read.
Neither tempted he any man.
You see that? I'm telling y'all, when they coming up with them words, man, that grinds my gears. When these damn butches and these damn soft, effeminate men come out there talking about God made me this way. No, the hell he didn't. And stop blaming my God, man. We just went in Genesis and saw that everything the Most High God made, he said he made to be good. And not only good, he put an adjective. I think that's an adjective. No, that's an adverb. Very in front of it. Is that an adverb? I don't know. I don't give a damn about the institution. I'm just saying, it's an adverb or adjective, but he put it in front of good and said it was very good, man. Stop trying to make excuses for your own inventions. Like I brought out, your own inventions is what made us go into the lust. Right? It's not the Most High God did anything. Don't say when you're tempted that the Most High God did this. You were tempted to want to be in that game. Alphabet game. Right? Read on. Read that again.
Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil.
Read.
Neither tempted he any man.
And he don't tempt any man, man. Right? That's your inventions that you sought out. Right? 14.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
See that? But yeah, you're going to be tempted when you want to go into your own lust. When you see something, you're like, I gotta get it. I gotta do it. I gotta try it. I gotta test it. I gotta have it. Yeah, your own lust entices you to do that. Right? Read.
When he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
And what?
And enticed.
And enticed. Eve was enticed, right? Adam was enticed too when he came to him. Right? They were enticed after their lust, man. Read.
Then, when lust have conceived.
Now we're going to get the trickle effect of what this lust is going to do to you. Because when lust is conceived, and now you are enticed by the lust, and now you go after the lust and say, I got to have it. Read.
It bringeth forth sin.
Now you're going to sin. Because now you're going against the will of the Most High God. Now you have the sin of witchcraft on you because you are being disobedient to the laws of the Most High God. And then read.
And sin, when it is finished.
And when sin is finished inside of your body, when that sin is finished and is accomplished, what it was set out to accomplish in you, what does it bring?
Bring it forth death.
And bring it forth death, man. You see that? It's a trickle-down effect on your actions, on your works. First, you got enticed by the lust. Then you went on and engaged in the lust. Now the lust brought forth sin. And now that you're in sin now sin is equivalent or it equates to what? Death.
Yep. And one thing about sin is obedience.
That's right.
Sin does what it do. You get caught up in sin, you go into debt, it's gonna take you to death. It does its job.
It does.
And that's our thing is we gotta do our job and stay away from that because we already know the consequences.
And that's the same thing you touched on when he was telling Adam, when he was telling Cain and Abel, right? Let's get that right quick. Genesis chapter 4, verse 7. You get y'all, let's read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 7. If thou do well,
He said, if you do well, read.
shalt thou not be accepted.
Because everything the Lord made was good, man. Right, read.
And if thou doest not well,
But if you don't do well, that means if you break God's law, read.
sin lieth at the door.
That's the first step of what James was talking about. Goes into the lust of the flesh, right? Sin lies at the door, read.
And thou shalt rule over him.
And it's gonna rule. Oh, no, read the written. No,
Yeah,
you missed the part.
If thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
Sin right here knocking. Knock, 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 and knock, knock, knock. Right, read.
And unto thee shall be his desire.
Guess what? Unto the lust of the flesh is gonna be your desire, man. It's gonna be the sin's desire, right? But read.
And thou shalt rule over him.
And the sin's gonna straight rule over you, man. Right? Like Ak is going into, man. I'm gonna get one more piece of it. Go to Ecclesiastes 7:29. One of Officer Berakaya, it's one of his favorite precepts, man. Try to straighten these BGG too cool, L. See, I read me. That's Berakaya for it. Right. Read the Ecclesiastes 7:29.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 29.
Read.
Lo, this only have I found, that God had made man upright.
He made man upright, right? So he made man in the right spirit.
That's right.
We, the lust of our eyes and the lust of our flesh, that made ourselves go off, man. Right? Read.
But they have
But you see that big old point. But read.
But they have sought out many inventions.
It's so many inventions that they done made LGBTQ, MFIGF, right? They made them so many inventions. They just stop giving their name. They just start giving their letters, man. They just start giving it so get some letters out here, right? And all these inventions, guess what? It's just giving so many letters like ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS. There's a lot of inventions out here, man. Right? This is what they do, man. Go ahead.
Great precept, man. What you got, Benaniyah?
Let's go to that book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 16. See if brothers know what precept is go to. Brothers paying attention. I know we done brought it out once before, but this is Paul reiterating a precept in the Old Testament. Yeah, Romans 6 and 16. Take your time and read this, mother, because it can kind of trip you up. Read this out.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are, to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death,
Read on.
or of obedience unto righteousness.
What precept do brothers think that goes with in the Old Testament? I just brought it out.
Say it again,
All praise God. Genesis 4 and 7. Whoever you gonna obey, that's who's gonna be your master. So even just like in the Old Testament, Cain's master was Satan because he obeyed sin. To whom you obey, that's the servant who you're going to be. If you obeying, guess what? Lust. Guess what? Your servant or your master is going to be what? Lust. Whatever your members going to. Read that again from the top.
Romans chapter 6, verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey.
To obey. Read on.
His servants ye are, to whom ye obey.
Yeah, you're going to be a servant to whom you obey, whether it be lust, whether it be envy, whether it be wrath, whether it be hatred, whether it be the lust of the world. Read on up.
Whether of sin unto death,
Whether unto sin, unto death. Read on.
or of obedience unto righteousness.
Now go back and let's see the correlation in Genesis 4 and 7 right quick. Read that.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 7. If thou do well, shalt thou not be accepted?
This is what the Most High God was telling Cain. If you do well, won't you be accepted? Read on.
And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
And this is the point. Read on.
And unto thee.
And unto thee. Who is the thee there? The thee there is who? Say and unto thee, read on,
shall be his desire.
and that's the point. I'm glad I expanded on that. Shall be his desire. The thee is Satan, and guess what? Your desire is going to be unto Satan. Read on.
And thou shalt rule over him.
And thou shalt rule over him. Who is the thou? Say it again. Satan. And thou shalt rule over you. Satan shall rule over you. Go ahead.
That's a great precept, man. Shit, jump in. Let's go.
Yeah, let me get I don't know if you had the James chapter 4.
No.
Yeah, let's go to James chapter 4, verse 5. Let's start at 5. Because it's gonna sum up what he was just saying. Both of them was just saying. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind it.
Yeah, that was because that's exactly what it is. That the spirit lusted to envy. Yeah, we afforded that spirit lusted to envy. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's the same, but that's a great precept it is, because that spirit, that's what it do. It lusted to envy. Let's go back to that James chapter 1. And I just want to read 16. Make that James 1 and 16.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 16.
Well, read 15.
Verse 15. Then when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin.
So when lust conceived, it brings forth sin, right? Read.
In sin, when it is finished.
When it is finished, right? Read.
Bringeth forth death.
It bringeth forth death. But the Most High God always gave us a way to escape. What did he say?
Verse 16. Do not err, my beloved brother.
Read that again.
Do not err, my beloved brethren.
Do not err, my beloved brother. He's telling you to watch out for the lust of the world, because it will entice you. It will bring forth sin, and that sin will bring forth death. So it's always an open book question, a test that he gives you. Don't fall for it. Do not err. How do we err though? Precept. How do we err? Not knowing the truth, what's the precept? And Matthew 22 and something? 29. Let's get that. You're on the right path, brother. That's right. How do we err? The Most High told us don't err. So how do we err? 22 and 29, brother. Yeah.
Go ahead and get you a mic.
I got you though, bro. Matthew 22 and 29. He said don't err. But how do we err? Read this,
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 22, verse 29.
Read.
Yahushua answered and said unto them,
What did he say?
ye do err,
How do we err?
not knowing the scripture,
Not knowing the scriptures or what?
nor the power of God.
Nor the power of your God, man. That's how we err. That's why he told you don't err. He showed you in James that lust is gonna conceive. I just pulled great precepts on that thing with the Genesis 4 and 7, man, with the Romans 6 and 16. But if you don't know those precepts, you err not knowing those scriptures, and that's how you will fall off. You err not knowing that we were the rulers and the starters of knowledge in this world. But if you don't go to the scriptures, you won't understand that we the starters and knowledge and the kings of this earth. That we are the smartest on this planet. If you don't know the scriptures, so you err not knowing the scriptures and not knowing the power of the Most High God. That the Most High God can turn any situation into a blessing for you if you let it so. Right? Any situation. That's what he was telling them damn scribes and Pharisees. Y'all err. Y'all don't know the power of your God, man. Y'all don't know how powerful your God is, man. Right? Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10. You with me, brother Booker?
Yeah.
I'll praise him. Yeah.
Oh no. I just look like I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh man, you know that's the word of the saying. I just look like this. No, brother, he is. Oh, I tell a lot of people, he is. You look like that because of what you are. But you know the scripture said, man, to be known by his what? His look. But I pray, y'all. Let's start at chapter 10 of 1 Corinthians. We'll start at verse 1.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Moreover, brother, I would not that ye should be ignorant, and that all our fathers were under the cloud.
Were what?
Were under the cloud.
You see, he said he don't want you to be ignorant. He don't want you to err. He don't want you to be ignorant. That means we got to learn these scriptures. Because the way you don't be ignorant or the way you don't err is by knowing the scriptures, right? So he said, brother, don't be ignorant to your knowledge of what you really have knowledge on, right? Knowing how, read that again. How that
All our fathers were under the cloud.
Were under the what?
Were under the cloud.
Read.
And all passed through the sea.
Our fathers were under the cloud. Cloud have many definitions, right? In this instance, let's go to Job chapter 22, verse 14. See what kind of cloud we were under at this time, man. It said, I will not have you ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea. Job 22 and 14.
The book of Job, chapter 22, verse 14.
Bring it out.
Thick clouds are a covering to him that he seeth not, and he walketh in the circuit of heaven.
So you see the kind of cloud that this was. It was a covering for us. Basically, this was going into what? A remnant of those that the Most High God always held back from going through the lust of the world, right? From taking on the ways of the world or going into their knowledge or their own understanding, right? This was a cloud of covering. A cloud can mean many things. In this instance, this cloud was for our covering or the protection of us at that time to not fall into mischief, going into what? The remnant that the Most High God always has for us, right? Read 10. Let's go back to 1 Corinthians 10. And read verse 1 again.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant. Read how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea. Read, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
So we know that true baptism is going into what now? The word, right? So they were baptized by getting a real understanding at this time in this cloud. This cloud was a covering, a protection of them that they would not go into other ways, right? Let's go to Jeremiah 42 and 19. It said and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud of the sea. What was that they were baptized to? The commandments, right? Jeremiah 42 and 19.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 42, verse 19.
Bring it up.
The Lord hath said concerning you, O ye remnant of Judah.
You see that? O ye remnant of Judah, right? Read.
Go ye not into Egypt.
Go ye not into Egypt. What is Egypt?
Bondage.
Bondage.
What is the bondage that we're talking about today? The lust of the world, right? Just bring it home into what the class is going to. Go not into Egypt, not go into that bondage of the lust of the world, right? Read.
Know certainly that I have admonished you this day.
So the Most High God admonished that remnant this day. This is what he's saying. That day he passed them through the cloud and always kept that remnant for us to have understanding, right? Go back to 1 Corinthians 10. And they were all baptized in the cloud and the sea.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 2. And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud. Read. And in the sea.
Read.
And did all eat the same spiritual meat.
And what did we all do?
All eat the same spiritual meat.
And we all ate or was on one accord eating that same spiritual meat. We wasn't going into the philosophies of the world or the lust of the world. We was eating what? That heavenly bread, man. We was eating that what? Them laws, statutes, and commandments. Like he told Ezekiel to go and do, eat and get full off of it, right? Read that again.
Verse 3. And did all eat the same spiritual meat. And did all drink the same spiritual drink.
And we all was on one accord. What was that spiritual drink?
The word.
Read on.
For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. And that rock was Christ.
And that rock was Christ. So we were on the same page with our understanding. We wasn't going into the ways of the world or the envy of the world. We were going into our own understanding, which was our rock, which was Christ, which was the law. So this remnant that was in the cloud was that remnant that was what always saved for Israel to stay grounded in the word of the Most High God, right?
Right.
Go ahead, I see you got you.
Yeah, let me get the precept.
Real quick. John chapter 6 and verse 49. Brothers should know these precepts. Sisters should know. But we always want to go over these things for new brothers and new sisters, especially online. You get that, read that right quick, Art.
The book of St. John, chapter 6, verse 49. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness.
Even like what Art is touching on. Read on.
And are dead. This is the bread which cometh down from heaven.
That heavenly bread. Read on.
That a man may eat thereof and not die.
And not die. Read on.
I am the living bread which came down from heaven.
Christ is letting you know he was that living bread that came down from heaven. Read on.
If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give, it is my flesh.
Is what?
Is my flesh.
Remember, it's a similitude. Not that we cannibals, but you simple Negroes out there. Vampires, like stink meat out there. Stink meat to make me sick sometimes, man. We were vampires, brother. We ain't no damn vampires. This law is against us eating blood. This is a similitude comparing the word to Christ. Christ is the word made flesh. Meaning he was breaking down the understanding to our people. Read on.
Which I will give for the life of the world.
That life of the word is what? The word of Israel. So Christ is literally showing you he is that bread from heaven. Go ahead.
Right. Let's go back to that 1 Corinthians. And read that verse 4 again, because like we said, this is going into that remnant that the Most High God gave us, man.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4.
All praise.
And that all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock, read, that followed them. And that rock was Christ.
So you see, we was on one accord. We was on the same mindset with that remnant. Go over to Romans 11. Hold your precept. Romans 11 and 4. So all praise to the Most High God for always leaving us a remnant, man. For giving us that cloud of protection for those brothers that were not to be engaged or enticed by lust of the world. Right?
The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 4, read, but what said the answer of God unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men, read, who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
So you see that the Most High God, that's the song we always talk about, only a remnant, right? He had left us a remnant that had not bowed their knee to Baal or what? Or the devil, or the of the works of the devil, right? Read on.
Even so then, at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace.
And even so right now, like you said, there is a remnant according to the election of grace, the grace that he gives you. That's another precept to show you that grace is meant for the election of the grace, right? I mean, grace is elected to different people in different sizes and statures, right? Go back to 1 Corinthians 10 and read verse 5.
What does this Corinthian prove to Christians, y'all? Anybody? This Corinthians he reading right here in 10. What does it prove to a Christian?
For real. In the spirit.
Yep.
What does the Corinthians, what we're reading now, Corinthians chapter 10, what does it prove to Christians?
All praise.
There you go.
You gotta say it loud. You didn't say it with conviction. You said it.
You better start speaking up, man. Get your voice box moving, man.
Say it with your chest.
I'm gonna tell you, brother, say it low because they think it's the wrong answer.
If you wrong, then be wrong. Hey, Fred do it all the time. Nah.
See it jump out there, right? That's right. And verse 5 is going to really prove it. Verse 5 is really going to prove that these Israelites, that these Corinthians were Israelites. Read first Corinthians 10 and 5.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 5. Read, but with many of them, God was not well pleased. For they were overthrown in the wilderness.
So who was overthrown in the wilderness? See, we already seen that the Most High God left us an election of a remnant, right? And so he said he was pissed with some of them still. Go ahead.
And it said God was not well pleased. What was happening when God was not well pleased? We just read it. They was in sin. So when the Lord is not well pleased with us, we are in sin.
Right. Go to Joshua chapter 5. That the Lord was not well pleased with us at that time. He said many of them were overthrown in the wilderness. Let's see what happened in the wilderness, man. Joshua chapter 5. We'll start at verse 1.
The book of Joshua, chapter 5, verse 1.
Bring it out.
And it came to pass when all the kings of the Amorites, which were on the side of Jordan, westward, and all the kings of the Canaanites, which were by the sea, heard that the Lord had dried up the waters of Jordan from before the children of Israel, until we were passed over. Read, that their heart melted, neither was there spirit in them anymore, because of the children of Israel.
It said it wasn't no spirit in them because of the children of Israel. It wasn't no spirit in them. Why? It was because we had the one true God. See what it said? He had passed us over, right? We had just came out of Egypt, right? So now they didn't have no spirit in them. They like God is what working for them. You know, we always pull that Jude 5 and 20, right? If our God is working for us, leave him alone. If they working for him, leave him alone. So they seen that our God was working for us. They were feared of the Israel, but they were really feared of our God. Read.
Verse 2, at that time the Lord said unto Joshua, make thee sharp knives, and circumcise again the children of Israel the second time.
So you see, Joshua was that was part of Joshua's job, right? He was circumcising the children of Israel, right? But it said circumcise the children again, right? Read.
Verse 3, and Joshua made him sharp knives and circumcised the children of Israel at the heel of the foreskin.
Why? So why did Joshua have to circumcise the children again? Any brother know? What are we talking about?
They went back in the
Well, what are we talking about? They was in the wilderness, right? So why did Joshua have to circumcise the children again? What'd you say? Let's read it. Let's keep reading down. See if y'all get to understand.
Verse 4, and this is the cause why Joshua did circumcise.
Hey, we just read on.
All the people that came out of Egypt that were males, even all the men of war, died in the wilderness by the way after they came out of Egypt.
Right. So we were in the wilderness for 40 years, right? You wonder why we was in the wilderness for so long, right? Because the first men of war, the older men, the most like I had to let die off, man. Because they didn't have that remnant on them. They didn't have that cloud or protection over them to not fall into the ways of Baal, man, or go into the lust of the flesh or the lust of the world, right? So the Most High God had to kill off, he had to let them die off, man, and recircumcise a new generation in Israel. And that's why Joshua had to recircumcise Israel. Read on.
Verse 5, now all the people that came out were circumcised, but all the people that were born in the wilderness, by the way, as they came forth out of Egypt, them they had not circumcised.
So you see, the children that had been born in the wilderness those years, they weren't circumcised. The older men were, right? But those children that were born in the wilderness, they were not circumcised. So Joshua had to circumcise them because that was who the Lord was going to use. We wasn't going to go into the province, into that land, wicked as hell, man, anymore. Most High was like, these Negroes gotta go. This older generation, they gotta go. And every time we go out there, we talk to them old fools, we tell them, old Negroes done failed us, man. That's what they did. They failed us right here. Read.
Verse 6, for the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness.
Till what?
Till all the people that were men of war, which came out of Egypt,
were what?
Were consumed.
Until they were gone, man. Because what were they doing? They was murmuring and complaining. My bad. They were murmuring and complaining. Oh, would God bring us out of Egypt just to kill us? Just to kill us in the wilderness? They were murmurers and complainers. Right? Read on,
because they obeyed not the voice of the Lord, unto whom the Lord sware that he would not show them the land.
So the Most High God said, for them going into these images of Baal, going into the lust of the world, he said, I'm not going to show them this land. They're going to have to die out. Joshua's going to have to recircumcise this new generation, and we're going to go to the land with these youngsters, right? Read.
Which the Lord swore unto their fathers, that he would give us a land that floweth with milk and honey.
Read.
And their children, whom he raised up in their stead, them Joshua circumcised.
So you see that? Joshua circumcised them, those children that were raised up in the wilderness, right? Read.
For they were uncircumcised, because they had not circumcised them by the way.
So what? The children in the wilderness, what were they not seeing?
It wasn't.
Oh, to the class, what were they not seeing? They weren't seeing the lust of the world. That's why the Most High God had to reincorporate this thing, man. They wasn't seeing the lust of the world, man. Right? That's how we got to do it right now. That's why we're bringing our children into the fold now, right? That's why we're trying not to let them see the lust of the world right now, right?
I'm gonna tell you what, I can bring another thing here, because even to lump it up like I've been doing. Just think about what the precept he brought out in second is on how the Most High God's judgment is like a rain. What do you think the Most High God is gonna do now for brothers and sisters that's in the lust of the world? They ain't gonna make it to the kingdom. They ain't gonna make it to the wilderness, let alone the kingdom. So it's the same thing all over again. There's no new thing. What?
Under the sun. That's right. Go ahead, Al.
And also, like I was touching on, like you see, like you say, concerning the older generation, just think about all the people that done came into this truth. Now we not just gonna go into the 50s and 60s, just go into the people that's 30 years old, and that's 40 years old, 20 years old. They already got a mindset on how the world's supposed to be already.
Yep.
And so when they come into the truth and they got to humble themselves, and guess what? And they see men of the Lord that's teaching, all of a sudden now they guess what? All of a sudden now, I ain't gonna listen to this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go home and tell sister, I ain't finna listen to this nigga. And sister gonna be the same way. Brother be the same way. They murmur and complain, and then they do the same thing now, man. Like I say, there's no new thing up under the sun. And just think of the small thing in a congregation. How many people that murmur and complain in the congregation? Not just on a week to week basis or a year to year basis, on a day to day basis. Well, the captains in Battle Axes, they said this. Oh, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna do all that. That's too much. Okay. But when you need the Lord, guess what? And he don't put you in the place, guess what? The Lord, you didn't bring yourself here, the Lord brought you here.
That's right.
And then when you get the murmuring, complaining here, guess what happens? Whatever happens here, you're going to have to deal with it. And this is the same thing that we're reading right now. The same people that was murmuring and complaining, then guess what? These are the same people that got that same murmuring and complaining. They're gonna murmur and complain all the way until when Christ comes, then they're going to have to see it. Right?
That's right. Them sins that you can't let go, them you can't go. They can't go. That's just like the so-called white man. What do they need to go for? That's not gonna prosper Israel.
Who they need to be saved from.
That's right. Brothers and sisters, they can't get up out of that worldly and that envy of the world. You can't, the Most High God can't use you. Yeah, I'm talking to myself too, man. Get up out there. The Lord won't be able to use us, man, if we don't get out that envy of the world, man. He showed us. Like I said, a great point that he said it's judging like a ring. If he killed off all the men of, he said they were men of war. They were men of stature at that time. If he killed their butts off and regenerated that thing in the wilderness, he'll do it again, man. Right? It like we always said, it must needs be. Sometimes things must need be, man.
You got that Deuteronomy.
Which
Go to Deuteronomy chapter 1 right quick. And we're gonna start at verse 38. This goes into what I was touching on, man. That's the reason why how Joshua had to circumcise, right? Because, like you said, they didn't know the lust of the world, right? Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 38. You get that, I'll just read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 38. But Joshua, the son of Nun, which standeth before thee,
Right, read.
he shall go in thither. Encourage him.
So guess what? He was telling Moses to encourage, guess what? Fill him up with these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Show him the glory of the Most High God, man. Show him how great you got to walk, man, to lead the people, right? Read.
For he shall cause Israel to inherit it.
And to inherit what? The land, right? Read.
Moreover,
Read.
Your little one.
It goes into the little one that he had to circumcise, right? Read.
Which he said should be a prey.
Guess what? The little one that was a prey, right? Read.
In your children, which in that day had no knowledge between good and evil.
You see how they go? The same thing what I was touching on, man. The little one that has no knowledge between good and evil, those are the ones that he had to circumcise. Guess what? When we come into the truth, guess what? Thinking about this, don't come into the truth and start going through all these different doctrines and all these different philosophies. That's the same thing Paul was teaching. He said, stick with the knowledge you have learned, man. Right? Read.
They shall go in thither.
They are the one that's going to be inheriting the land, man. Read.
And unto them will I give it, and they shall possess.
And they shall possess the land, man. Thou inheritance, man. Go ahead, huh?
That's right, man. Great precept, Bob. Let's go back to Joshua chapter 5. What do we stop? 8 or 7? Oh yeah. Let's read 7 again, man.
The book of Joshua, chapter 5, verse 7 from the top. And their seed, whom he raised up in their stead, them Joshua circumcised, for they were uncircumcised, because they had not circumcised them by the way. Read on. Verse 8. And it came to pass when they had done circumcising all the people, that they abode in their places in the camp till they were whole.
He said they abode in those places until they were whole, till they were built up, right? Read.
And the Lord said unto Joshua, this day have I rolled away the reproach of evil of Egypt from off you.
So that's what we're praying that the Most High God does again for us. Roll away that Egypt, man, that lust of the world, man, right? He said, this day I rolled away the reproach of Egypt, man. Right? And that's what we're praying that the Most High God does for us again. Roll away that reproach from Egypt, man. Those ways, those wicked ways that we had, that old man, that old woman, we're trying to let the Lord pray that the Most High God rolls that reproach from us, right? Read.
Wherefore, the name of the place is called Gilgal unto this day.
Unto this day. To this day. To this day. Go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 10. And read verse 5 again.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. But with many of them, God was not well pleased.
But with many of them, it said God was not well pleased, man. Right? Read.
For they were overthrown in the wilderness.
They were what?
Overthrown in the wilderness.
So you see how they were overthrown in the wilderness at that time? You see how the children of Israel, the older men were overthrown in the wilderness? He was not well pleased in their actions with the lust of the world at that time. So he had to bring in incorporate the new generation to come forth into the land of milk and honey, right? Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and 14. So in the wilderness, like Jerubbaal just brought out, the new generation was not seeing the lust of the world, right? And that's what the Most High God was doing. He was taking that veil from off them, man. 2 Corinthians 3 and 14.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 14. But their minds were blind.
So the older generation minds had been blinded at that time by the envy of the world or the lust of the world. Read.
For unto this day remaineth the same veil, untaken away.
And today, that same veil is untaken away from our eyes because we have still been blinded by the lust of the world, man. We're being blinded by everything that we want to see and do that the other nation doing, and we saying, damn, we can't do that, man. Right? Read.
In the reading of the Old Testament, which veil is done away in Christ.
And that veil is done away with Christ, which is the law, right? So that new generation was given the law in the wilderness to go forth into the land of milk and honey, right? But that veil was still over the older generation's eyes. Therefore, the Most High God had to knock them out, man. Read.
But even until this day, when Moses is read, the veil is upon their heart.
But even when we come to our brothers and sisters about the law, they still have that veil or the lust of Esau, man, on their heart, man. The lust of doing what the world does, man. Read.
Nevertheless, when it shall turn to the Lord, the veil shall be taken away.
But when we come back to the Lord, that's when we praying for the veil of the reproach of Egypt to be taken away, right? When we come back to God's laws as a nation of people together, that's when he go take that veil fully away from us. And that's the days that we ought to be looking for. Go back to 1 Corinthians 10 and we'll read down from to 6 to 10. To 9.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 6 reads, now these things were our example.
So you see, the children of Israel being knocked off in the wilderness, that should be an example, Israel. Hey, that thing should have really hit harder than I'm seeing a lot of faces. The Most High God said he'll knock your butt out just to bring in the next generation. All the work you done tried to put in, right? For the Lord to say what? Depart from me, I never knew you, right? He can do that, man. We are nothing but vessels to be used by the Most High God. These things ought to be our examples, man. Read.
Now these things were our example to the intent we should not lust after evil
That
things.
we should not what?
That we should not lust after evil things.
We shouldn't lust after evil things. This is our example to show us to stop lusting. Because evidently, those men of war, those older generation men had lust of the world in their hearts. Right? Because he said this is our example. We just seen chapter verse 5 went to Joshua to show the example of what it was. Read on.
As they also lusted.
As they what?
As they also lusted.
As they also lusted. Read on.
Neither be ye idolaters, as ye were, some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play.
So we can't be idolaters. We're going into other gods, man, right? Idolizing different things, idolizing money. Right? That's the lust of the world. Idolizing jobs. That's the lust of the world. Read.
Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed and fell in one day 23,000.
So what was the fornication? Well, like I brought out in that James 4:4. You adulterers and adulteresses. We were fornicators of our God, man. Right? Not going into a complying with his law, but wanting to do the laws of the world, right? Oh, we'll keep the law of the land, but we won't keep the laws of the Most High God. Come on, man. That don't make it make sense, man. All right, read.
Neither let us tempt Christ.
Read that again.
Neither let us tempt Christ.
Hey, man, we better stop tempting Christ, man. All these Negroes with that Christ ain't nobody. Y'all better stop tempting Christ, man. Better stop playing with the King of Kings, man. Read. Man said, damn, they saying that. That's crazy.
Some people live.
They are.
And guess what? I'm gonna tell you, we tempt Christ every day.
Every day we do.
By our own actions.
That's right.
Because when we go into sin, that's tempting Christ. That's the same thing the Lord was telling the children of Israel from the beginning. Watch it. Hold what y'all got. Go to Exodus 23 and 20. Y'all should know this. We tempt Christ all the time. Right? Exodus 23 and 20. When you get there, I'll read it.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 20. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way.
That's the same angel that the Lord said he sent before. This goes into Christ, man. Brothers and sisters, if y'all been here, guess what? Y'all should know this. It said the angels that he sent before them shall keep us in the way. And a lot of our Bible, this is a capital A. This goes into the angel, right? The messenger of God, right? Read.
And to bring thee into the place which I have prepared.
Right? Because this goes into how August breaking down. What the Lord was, he gave the commandments to Joshua to bring out people in, to uncircumcise them, for them not to have the heart of Egypt on them, to guess what, to keep them clean. He said, I set this angel before you to keep you in the way, right? But read.
Beware of him.
What the Bible said?
Beware of him.
The Bible tells you to beware of this angel, right? This goes into us tempting Christ, man. It said, beware of this angel, right? Read.
And obey his voice.
And you said, you better obey his voice, right? Read.
Provoke him not.
It said to do what?
Provoke him not.
It said, don't provoke this angel, man. Read.
For he will not pardon your transgressions.
See, because guess what? When you messing with the king, then he's not going to pardon your transgressions, man. Right? The same angel that's talking about you, brother. So better be watching out for it, man.
Let me get another precept right quick.
Drop down right quick. Read 24, man.
For my name is in him.
Drop down to verse 24.
Verse 24. Thou shalt not bow down to their God.
So the Most High God told us at all times, don't bow down to their gods. Read.
Nor serve them.
Nor serve them. When we go into their ways, when we lust after their ways, we are now servers of them. Read.
Nor do after their work.
Read that again.
Nor do after their work.
That's the lust. We want to do after their works. We want to wear pants. We want to wear them pants. The tight belly. Yeah, I want to show. We doing after their works, right? Men want to cut their beards out. Want to have a little goatee, a little lined up, right? Little line, yeah, lined it up. He hood. He hood. Right? I'm just messing with y'all. A little chin strap, like I said, right? He said, don't do after their works. Read.
But thou shalt utterly overthrow them.
We should overthrow them thoughts and their works, man. And that's what we're doing now, coming back to our God. We are overthrowing their works now, right? Read.
And quite break down their image.
And that's what we got to do. We got to break down their images, man. That's how I leave for the next precept. Break down their images, right? Go ahead,
Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 15. Because another way, like we say, tempting Christ, it's literally, I hope brothers and sisters understand this. It's literally a law, one of our laws to do what? Listen to Christ. That's literally a law. And people don't even understand that. Even for Old Testament Israelites, we always shoot the shot. They say that they only go by the Old Testament. No, they don't. Read this right quick. No, just start at 15. Get straight to the point.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 15. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet.
A what?
A prophet.
We don't know.
From the midst of thee, of thy brethren.
Of thy who?
Of thy brethren.
Literally talking about Christ coming out of the tribe of Judah, out of the nation of Israel. Read on.
Like unto me, unto him.
Unto who?
Unto him.
Read on now.
Ye shall hearken.
Do brothers see that? That's literally a law for us to what? Listen to Christ.
That's right.
That's a part of the laws, statutes, and commandments that Old Testament Israelites love to worship so dearly, but they don't keep this law. That's how they're literally tempting Christ, and that's why you literally see a lot of times when they go against Christ, they get bugged out. Go ahead,
For real. For real. Let's go back to 1 Corinthians 10 and read verse 9 again.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 9. Neither let us tempt Christ.
So we don't need to tempt Christ like I just brought out. I brought out great precepts, man. On being tempted of Christ, man. How that's gonna get you, right? Read.
As some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents.
And were what?
And were destroyed of serpents.
They were destroyed of serpents, man. That's that Numbers 21 and 6. You can put the precept right there. Let's go to the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15. Wisdom of Solomon 15 will start at 1. All right. You can get that, bring it out, bro.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 1.
Bring it out.
But thou, O God, art gracious and true.
Uh-huh.
Long suffering.
Long what?
Long suffering.
All praises that we have served a long suffering God. Read.
And in mercy, ordering all things.
And he was in mercy when he ordered all things in this world, right? Read.
Verse 2. For if we sin, we are thine, knowing thy power.
Uh-huh.
But we will not sin, knowing that we are counted thine.
Said, but we will what?
We will not
But
sin.
we will not sin. We will not keep letting lust and enticements of the world, knowing what?
Knowing that we are counted thine.
Now that we have the understanding that we are Israel, we are the chosen seed of the Bible, we can't sin anymore, Israel, man. Right? Knowing that we are counted to be in the chosen, the elect, man. Knowing that we are chosen to be in the kingdom, man. Right? Read.
For to know thee is perfect righteousness.
Is what kind of righteousness?
Is perfect righteousness.
Read.
Yea, to know thy power is the root of immortality.
That's the root of immortality, knowing thy power, right? What precept that we bring out today about knowing God's power? If y'all remember, Matthew 22 and 29, right? We do err not knowing the scriptures or the power of God. But to know God's power, that is the starter of what? Immortality, right? That's the root of immortality. Read.
For neither did the mischievous invention of men deceive
You
us.
see that? That's how it was. It was mischievous inventions of men. And it said that we did not let them deceive us, man. Israel, brothers and sisters, we can't let them inventions deceive us right now, right? Read.
Nor an image spotted with diverse colors.
Nor an image spotted with diverse colors. Read.
The painter's fruitless labor.
The painters, what?
fruitless labor.
What kind of labors are these? Are those paintings?
Fruitless labor.
Fruitless labors, man. What kind of painting was that, man?
Fruitless labor.
You good? Yeah. Who was that? Because that is a fruitless painting, man. That has no labor in it. Seeing a so-called white image of Christ, that is fruitless labor, right? It's spotted with diverse colors. That ain't our Christ. Like we always brought out Esther Rowe. I know her real name. Esther Rowe.
Right, Mexico.
Esther Rowe. What's her name? I can't even think of the name on
Florida. Come
on the sitcom.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida is. Like I said, like Esther Rowe. That ain't God, that ain't Christ, that ain't God. Yeah, it is. That one you got up there, that's a diverse color.
Even like how Ak is saying, like we said, white is what? The absence of color.
That's right.
So it literally homes in the point, man.
That's right.
And y'all seen on that sitcom too, when they put the black Christ in the house, man, they start getting all kind of good stuff happening to them, man. They took that mug out, went right back to the ghetto living, man.
That's right.
I hate to say that about that show, but that lady was the most evil to that family of everybody else that was going on with them. Because remember, every time they got a break, he talked them out of it through the whole show, every time, all the way to. I mean, just to the point where James just had to go die somewhere.
And like you said, that's why they made James die, because hell, not only were we scared of James, hell, the white, they were scared of James too.
But guess what?
There ain't no black man like that on TV.
But guess what happened after that? When he died, that's when you get the famous quote, damn, 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 right? Because guess what? She knew she tore her butt. Right? She knew it was messed up, dang. Well, dang, he's not coming back. Yeah, he's not coming back, man.
Mm-hmm.
What curse that is? About a man leaving his house.
28, 56.
Guess what? 54.
56
Woman,
one.
56. Right? That's about a man leaving his house, man.
See what I told you? Maccabee just said. Freda blotted out. He said it was some base in the chest.
Right or wrong,
He was close.
Yeah,
He was right around the corner. He was in the neighborhood, in the proximity. Right? I'll pray for
Good example.
Read 4 again. Wisdom of Solomon 15:4.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 4.
Bring it out.
For neither did the mischievous inventions of men deceive
So
us.
you see that? The mischievous inventions of men. This is one of them right here. Read.
Nor an image spotted with diverse colors.
Well, read on.
The painters, fruitless labor.
That was a painter's fruitless labor. You got Job 9:24 right there, right? Where they whitewashed our Christ, right? Read on.
The sight whereof enticeth fools to lust after it.
So I'm gonna tell you, if you had a problem with being called a fool back then, it was 9 times out of 10 that you was. 9 times out of 10 you was a fool. Somebody called you a fool back in the day, you a fool. You was. Because you were enticed with that same diverse painting that had fruitless labor.
Also, you put that first Maccabees 3 in what?
48. Read 5 again.
The sight whereof enticeth fools.
That painting enticed fools. What?
To lust after it.
To lust after it. Y'all know how heavy that is, man? Because now you see a white image of Christ, and now you lust after that thing, and now you want to be like the so-called white man. You see why they public enemy number one? That's why they public enemy number one right there. Because that image of Christ, that whitewashed, fruitless image of Christ, had us lusting after the so-called white man, their works, they're doing here, even they ugly women, man. Fruitless women, man. It's like, bless. Would all our women want to put that blonde in their hair and stuff, man? Talking about blondes do it better. That's a lie. Right? Read 5 again.
the sight whereof entice fools to lust after it. Read, and so to desire the form of a dead image.
We was desiring the form of a dead image. Even right now, when we take on the lust of the world and we want to do the things of the world, those are dead images. Tell me a dead image, Brother Fred, right now.
Image.
Yeah, give me a dead image.
Like Christ.
That's a dead image. That's a good one. You cheated, but that's a good one. Now you didn't cheat. You had overbooked test. Brother Byron, give me a dead image, man. I lie, that's a dead image, man. Brother, well, twin, right here, I'm looking at. I still can't tell y'all apart. Give me a dead image. Buddha. I want to go deeper into some more dead images. Lance, give me a dead image.
I can't say it. The image of Israelites that they show.
Okay, that's a good one. Officer, good to see you in the building. Officer, y'all cold. Shalom. Give me a dead image. And look, when I say a dead image, it doesn't really have to be an image of somebody, but I just want to know dead images that our nation has been seeing. Muhammad, what you got? We already said that. What you got, Ehud? Huh? Who? The cross. That's a dead image. What you got, Brother Abraham? And I ain't talking about Lincoln. Money? Dead image is money. Well, you know, money is the love of money. Like what? That's what I want to hear.
God is for everybody. Going to church on Sunday. End of the line.
Let me give y'all a dead image that I'm thinking about. Two women married. That's a dead image. Two men together hugging and kissing. That's a dead image. You feel what I'm saying? All these things that we see from the lust of the world are really dead images to us, man. But we see these images and now we starting to retreat and do them. I work at the school and it's about 35 little so-called day girls. They want to walk by me talking about how my hair look. I don't know. Get away from me. They talking about I need an edge. So now you need to go get put on a dress.
They were sight girls. They were sight girls. That's what they were.
That's right.
They were psych.
Sight.
Yeah, sight girl.
That's right. I don't know if I can get in trouble saying bush. I don't think I.
Yeah.
You think
they were sight. They chipping on anything.
Salakia, man.
Salakia sight.
I mean butcher. Yeah. Me cut. But all these images that we see in the world that is not according to the Bible, like Officer Keenan was trying to say, right? All these images are dead images that they're not according to the scripture. Christmas, dead image, dead image, dead image, right? That's why I'm trying to get y'all to go a little deeper into what
Guess what? Guess what? Household out of order.
That's right. The woman being the father and the wife, dead image. Right. What you got, Abraham? We one more when we get back. Yeah, God love everybody. That's definitely dead image. Let's go to 2 Edges 9 and 18. Gotta wind this thing down, man. So now we're about to get into who these dead images equivalent or who they come from, man, right? Is that a word, equivalent? It sounds good. It sounds like it's something that they gave you. That's why I like that. Equivalent. That's how I was gonna say that. Now we're gonna go into the author of these dead images or who's responsible for this lust of the world that we've come across, right? 2 Edges 9 and start at 18 now.
The book of 2 Edges, chapter 9, verse 18.
Bring it out.
And now, when I prepared the world, which was not yet made.
Which was not yet made. We just read that in Genesis, right? Read. It had no form or was void. Read.
Even for them to dwell in that now live. no man spake against me.
No man could speak against the works of the Most High God, right? No man could have divided the waters. No man could have did anything of that nature, right? Therefore, they couldn't speak against the Most High God. Read.
Verse 19. For then everyone obeyed, but the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by perpetual seed.
They are corrupted by what?
A perpetual seed.
They are corrupted by a perpetual seed. The spirit that Cain had on him to kill Abel, that was a perpetual seed from this so-called person that we're talking about. Read.
And by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves.
An unsearchable law, right? I'm still looking for God loves everybody, right? We're still looking for these unsearchable laws, man. Come as you are, right? We're looking for these unsearchable laws. Read.
Verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it.
So it was peril in the world because of the devices that were came into this world, right? Read.
Verse 21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster.
Read on.
And a plant of a great people.
So you see, he said he left a grape of the cluster. What was that he left?
Remnant.
A remnant. All praises, brother. Read.
Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
What precept was that going into? Let the multitude perish then that was born in vain.
Say that again.
Let the multitude perish therein that was born in vain. What precept did we pull on that? Joshua. Because that multitude of what? Those men of war had to be perished in order for that new generation to come in, right? And inherit the land with milk and honey. Read that again.
Let the multitude, verse 22, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. And let my grape be kept.
And let his remnant be kept. Read.
In my plant. For with great labor have I made it perfect.
Nah, he made it unperfect.
Have I made it perfect?
Nah, he made it faulty.
Have I made it perfect?
The Most High God made this world perfect, man. Right? But now with our devices, we the ones that's messing it up, man. We the ones that's messing up and now making it not perfect, man. Right? Let's go to Isaiah 14 and 12, man. Isaiah 14 and 12. So it said it was a perpetual seed that these devices and this wickedness came from. Let's get a look at that perpetual seed, man. Isaiah 14 and 12.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 12.
Bring it out.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
O who?
O Lucifer,
Read.
son of the morning. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?
Which did what?
Which didst weaken the nation.
The so-called white man has weakened the nation with its propaganda. And we've lusted and enticed after it. That's how we became weak. Because we lusted after their works or what their doings is. Read.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
We know heaven, they want to be on top, right? They want to be God, right? Read.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation.
Read.
In the sides of the north.
In the sides of the what?
In the sides of the north.
What is that going to? Over here. North America, Babylon, right? Say it with the chest. Read.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
They said they will ascend above the heights of the clouds. Like we said, cloud, what meaning of cloud could be our protection. Like the Most High God protected that remnant, right? To not offer or kneel down to the altar of Baal, right? So now it said that they are going to exceed over our protection, and that they're going to be what we look at as being right, or the looking glass, right? Read.
I will be like the Most High.
They said they will be what?
I will be like the Most High.
No, they're not. They said they want to be like our God. Read on.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Read on.
Verse 16. that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying what? Is this the man?
Is this the what?
Is this the man?
This is that man that is incorporated with all the lust and the evil, right? This is that man. That means this is a person. This is actually a people that's doing this, man. Read.
Is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
That made the earth to tremble. Is this the man that made the earth to follow after their God? They're doing the lust and enticement with their works. Read.
That did shake kingdom?
That did shake the kingdom, man, right? I hope y'all got the precept 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3 right there. Read on.
Verse 17. That made the world as a wilderness.
They made the world as a what?
As a wilderness.
Desolation, man. That is word is being desolate with their works. But what they want to incorporate is being not free.
And destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners.
Bring down to verse 21.
Verse 21. Prepare slaughter.
Do what?
Prepare slaughter.
That's why we're going to prepare slaughter for Esau, man. Because they are the number one incorporators of us lusting after these wicked devices and ways, man. They own the TVs. They own the TV station. They own the radio. They own the radio station. They own everything that we possibly see. And we have to prepare slaughter and kill them off, man. It's not going to work unless we knock them off completely.
That's right.
You got
And that's why I'm glad I home in that point. They want to say Lucifer in verse 12 is talking about the devil. No, it cleared it up. Is this the man?
The man.
That's why it's predicated on you doing what? Going precept upon precept. Or just reading up and reading down and to literally break it down. No, it's not the spiritual demon Satan. No, it's his kids on the damn planet that are doing these things. We literally see them every day. Go ahead,
Keep reading. Huh?
Verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers,
Read on.
that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
With cities, man. Read.
For I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts.
He will do what?
I will rise up against them.
He's going to rise up against them, man. He's going to send Christ to rise up against these nations, man.
Read. Said the Lord of hosts.
Said who?
Said the Lord of hosts.
Read.
And cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord.
He said he's going to cut off from Babylon. This is modern day Babylon. He said he's going to cut off the remnant, like I just said. They wicked ass children. The son, the nephew, all of them got to go. Right? Lottie-dottie, everybody. They have to go, man. They are weakening our nation, man. And they must go, man. Right? Numbers 24. Start at 17.
I can hear some of our people, man, at that time. Well, if you gonna take him, then you might as well take me too. Well, I was like,
Yeah, come on with it. You're right.
I didn't see how the way our people love to protect them so much. They'll do anything. I mean, they get a soul.
Show with it. Numbers 24 and 17.
We almost out of here, y'all.
The book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 17. I shall see him, but not now.
Read.
I shall behold him, but not nigh.
Okay.
There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel.
So the Most High just said he was going to destroy them. We was going to destroy them with that star out of Jacob, Yahweh, right? Read.
And shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Shem.
Right? So all these heathens, read.
And Edom shall be a possession.
Edom going to be a what?
Shall be a possession.
Because he that leads the captivity shall what?
Shall go into captivity.
That's right. Edom is going to be a possession at that time. Read.
Seir also shall be a possession for his enemy.
And if you think you can't get around the Edom and Seir, right? All incorporated with these heathens, man. Esau, read.
And Israel shall do valiantly.
We shall do what?
Valiantly.
We're going to prosper valiantly. We're going to destroy them valiantly. It's going to be a what? A slaughter. That's what it's going to be. Flawless. I know y'all done played them games Mortal Kombat where they don't get not one lick in on you. You're gonna be looking at them like, did you at least pinch them? Nah, it's gonna be a flawless victory. Read.
Verse 19, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city.
Read. So Christ is gonna destroy them, right? Read on.
And when he looked on Amalek,
When he looked on who?
and when he looked on Amalek,
Why you can't get around it. You know this is Esau. You know this is so-called white man. Before they were Esau, they were what? They were Amalek, right? It trickles down. Before they were so-called white, it always goes back to them. Read.
he took up his parable and said, Amalek, the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
Real quick, Amalek, he called him the first of the nations. What is that going into? The first of the nations. No, when we came out of Egypt, Amalek was the first people that we came across that did us dirty. Remember what we talked about. The Lord said he gonna spite their butt. And he said Amalek was the first, he gonna draw them out. They gonna be the little boy.
Watching us walk out.
That's right. They was the first of the nations that we met after we left out of Egypt that did us dirty, man. Amalek going into who? The so-called white man. Can't get around it, man, right? Jeremiah 11 and 18. We got like 4 more precepts. Very quick. So we see who is incorporated with being the biggest lusters of the world, or enticing us to go into this lust. And for that reason, they gotta go, man. They gotta go. They gotta go. Jeremiah 11 and 18.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 11, verse 18.
Bring it out.
And the Lord has given me knowledge of it.
Read.
And I know it. Then thou showest me their doing.
So the Lord gave us knowledge of Esau right now. And he showed it to us. It ain't like we don't know now, y'all. People keep on talking about Esau, the so-called white man. Well, who the hell is he? Because the Lord done gave, right, if he ain't, who is he? Because the Lord done gave us knowledge. He showed us their doing. He's lined it up throughout the Bible, throughout the history of the Bible, who they are. He showed it to us. He's unlipped their skirts, man. Read.
But I was like a lamb or an ox that is brought to the slaughter. And I knew not that they had devised devices against me.
Because see, at first we was like, hey, that's our friend, right? That's our buddy. They brother you all day, brother. I remember I always said I had a white friend. I got a couple white friends, yeah, right? We at first we didn't know that they had planned devices against us, man. Right? Read.
That they had devised devices against me, saying, let us destroy the tree with the fruit thereof.
Because they wanted to destroy our fruit, man. Our works, our good works. Read.
And let us cut him off from the land of the living.
Read.
That his name may be no more remembered.
You see that? Psalms what? 83. Yeah, now all the way down. To show you that they did not want Israel to be in remembrance anymore. Because they know that we are the chosen seed of the Bible. Read.
But, O Lord of hosts, that judges righteously.
That does what?
That judges righteously.
Read.
That tries to reign in the heart.
Read.
Let me see thy vengeance.
Let us see what?
Let me see thy vengeance.
We pray that we see the vengeance. We pray that we can just see a glimpse of a Mashak and how shot trying their wine press along, man, on their wicked butts. Read.
The vengeance, thy vengeance on them. For unto thee have I revealed my cause.
That's right. 1 Corinthians, man, 12 and 2.
The book of 1 Corinthians.
12 and 2.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 2.
Bring it out.
Ye know that ye were Gentiles.
You see that? That's how we were Gentiles, because we were in the what? In the ways of the world, right? We were what? Succumbed by their devices, right? We were Gentiles. Now we're not anymore. We come out, we see clearly now the rain is gone. Read.
carried away unto these dumb idols.
Carried away into these dumb works or these dumb ways of the world, right? That's how we were Gentiles. But now we coming out the ways of the world. Now we're not lusting over their ways anymore, right? Ephesians 4:17. Stay with me, two more.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 17.
Bring it out.
This I say therefore,
In
testifying the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles.
So now we can't keep walking after those Gentiles, right? We used to be these Gentiles, but now we can't walk after those Gentiles anymore. Read.
Walk not as other Gentiles walk in the vanity of their mind.
And we can't keep walking in the vanity of their mind. Read.
Having the understanding darkened.
Because that's what our understanding was. It was darkened by what? Following their ways, right? Read.
Being alienated from the life of God.
Because it was darkened and alienated with what? The picture of Sivo, right? All these wicked imaginations that he brought upon us. Read.
Through the ignorance that is in them.
Through the ignorance that is in what?
That is in them.
So when I call an Edomite ignorant today, if I get to call one ignorant, y'all already know. We go, you're an ignorant Edomite, ain't you? Through the ignorance of them, read.
Because of the blindness of their heart.
Because the blindness of the heart, read on.
Who being past feeling, have given themselves over unto lasciviousness, to work all uncleanness with breeding.
What is lasciviousness?
Strong sexual desire.
We got a strong desire to be like the enemy right now, right? We got a strong desire to want to be just like them, and you know they some nasty dogs, man. They nasty, and we don't want to have freakazoids. We do not want to have that lasciviousness of them any longer, for real. Talking about saw two boys pig. Hey, we don't even worry about it. Yeah, for real. That's what image. That's a dead image, man. I ain't gonna even put no image on y'all because that's so dead. Read.
Verse 20. But ye have not so learned Christ.
That's why we haven't learned Christ yet. Read.
If so, be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushua.
Give me this Esther 8:17, then we get this last one. Esther 8:17. Because we were Gentiles, and that said we were Gentiles. So that means we coming out of that Gentile state of mind. But now we need to start making more people what? Jews, man. Israelites. Read this.
The book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 17.
Read.
And in every province, and in every city, whithersoever the king's commandment and the decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness.
Read.
A feast and a good day. And many of the people of the land became Jews.
And many of the people of the land what?
Became Jews.
So now we need to push our knowledge on the world now. Instead of having lust of the world, now they need to lust after our world. And that world that they need to lust out over is what? Israel, Isaiah 45:17. That's the world they need to be lusting over. Many people need to start becoming Jews, man. Getting down with these laws, man. Getting down and lazy now, right? And that's why we go out there and prophesy to put this word, this fire in our mouth from the word of the Most High God. First, 2 Peter 1:4. And we got the law. Second Peter 1:4.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 4. Whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises.
So we got exceeding great and precious promises, man. Why would we want to go against it? Why would we want to go against exceeding great promises, man, right? Read.
That by these you might be partakers of the divine nature.
And we want to be partakers of that divine nature, man, which is what everlasting life. Read.
Having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust.
But how are we going to get that divine?
having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust.
We have to escape the lust of the world, Israel.
Right.
This is the only way we come into that divine setting that the Most High God gave us, is by escaping the lust of the world. All praises to the Most High God for this lesson. I hope brothers and sisters got some edification. I hope brothers got some understanding, sisters got some wisdom, knowledge. We always say keep the laws of the Most High God. Let's go to Deuteronomy 1:17. We thank brothers and sisters for tuning in. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please subscribe to the Battle Axe page on YouTube. You can get all of our classes. We have classes every day and night, man. Thank you, brothers and sisters, that help send to the GoFundMe or the Cash App. That money is being greatly used for the uplifting of His kingdom, man. Happy Shabbat to all of my brothers and sisters around the four corners of the earth for watching. Shabbat Shalom. Let's leave y'all with this law. Deuteronomy 1:17. Oh, we got a new channel. We got Battle Axe Dallas, right? So make sure y'all go and subscribe to Battle Axe Dallas as well. New moon tomorrow, Israel. We'll be celebrating the new moon tomorrow. When are we celebrating the new moon? Tomorrow. To what?
Monday.
Tomorrow. Let's keep giving the law and we can get out of here, man. Deuteronomy 1:17.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 17.
Bring it out.
You shall not respect persons in judgment, but you shall hear the small as well as the great.
So we got to hear the small as well as the great. We can't respect brothers and sisters just because we in leadership, man. Right? Hold us accountable, man. Hold us to the fire. If we ain't holding up, man, come and holler at us, man, right? Simple as that. Read.
You shall not be afraid of the face of man.
Don't be afraid of the face of man. Right? Read.
For the judgment is God.
Who is the judgment?
Is God.
It's not yours, it's the Lord's, man. Right? Read on.
And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it.
So that's what we got to do. We got to take the matters that are too hard for us and give them to the Most High God, man. Like Exodus 14:14 say, let the Lord fight your battles, man. If it's too hard, we give it to the Most High God, man, right? All praises to the Most High, man. Yahweh shall bless with that. We say Shalom, Israel. Shabbat Shalom.